Hey, yo, guys, we are back with another The Comic Warriors podcast with the amazing and lovely Wolvy. Hello, Wolvy.
Hello, hello, hello.
I love the head, the head shake there. You have such like a, like, your smile, I love it, because you have such like a newscaster, like, smile.
Oh, thank you.
It's adorable. I love it. But let's see, now that we're live here, and if anyone in the chat, let us know if we look crazy or pixelated.
Yeah, let me see how we look.
Yeah, you look pretty decent to me.
Once things move, because it's currently frozen on my screen, but I think that's just my phone. Come on.
You're like, come on, do it.
Yeah, we look good. All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, the quality loss is just on the monitor thing. It's not on stream, so.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't see it. So we're here today with Fantastic Four First Steps movie review. We did have a comic initially planned, but we really want to talk about the movie, and I think in the future, if we do attach a comic to the movie, we may just do 2 podcasts in the same month. Maybe we'll do it every 2 weeks instead of just the typical monthly that we do, just to kind of not have to rush through anything, or where it won't be such an over extended podcast. So that's something where I think this was better to do today.
It was that, and also I was struggling to find one that really
right, and that too. Yeah.
I mean, I could have gone with the 60s run, but I had already tried 2 other runs at that point and was like trying to figure out a way to like
no, and honestly, I do think that this is better. I know when we did the movie and comic at the same time, it was so much to go through in one sitting, and I think it's not only for us but even for our viewers here that it's kind of good to where we could separate that, and even on our channel when people are watching it separately and they could compare. So
yeah.
I don't mind doing that in the future as well. We've been on a we're trying to do this as consistently as possible, so forgive us if it's been like a month since we did not get to do one in August. That was probably just some things that I had to do with certain events all month in August. But I know with October, which is why we're doing it today, because it's coming to the end of September, and we really want to make sure we do the October, and we didn't want to skip over the Fantastic Four movie review.
We are very excited for what we have planned.
Yes, I love my horror. I'm very excited. I can't tell you the name of the comic. All I can tell you it's Batman, but that's it.
We'll get to it at the end. Where we next time.
Kind of next time, yeah. Or like right now, as you guys can see, I did update the panels. I just did it more on a month to month. I think at first we were doing 2 or 3 updates in a row. But, I put today's, and then, of course, for next month I put to be determined, which most likely, whatever we do, will be on October 26th. That's why I put that date there. Of course, that's subject to change, but right now I think that's the best date we can do, more towards the end of the month, Halloween. So I think that's best for both of our schedules here, and I'm just excited to really get into anything with Batman and horror in general, especially that he's a horrific character, but, something that is going more down a darker lane with him.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's one of my favorite comics. So.
Oh yeah, you said it was like your all-time favorite.
I feel like I say that every time. I don't know if it's my all-time favorite, but it is arguably one of the best works from this artist or from this writer. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, when it comes to the Fantastic Four one,
yes.
the story's actually kind of funny because I was like, okay, I have a run in mind that we're gonna talk about going into this, and it's gonna be great. And so I get the volume 1 of this run because usually okay, with Fantastic Four specifically,
yes,
there are like a handful, if that.
Wait, Wolvy? Oh. Yeah, it froze a bit. Okay, it looks like we're back.
Okay.
Go. You said a handful, and then it just froze.
There's a handful, if that, of named trades. So it's like, oh, you have to get like. I'm seeing my face when it froze.
I know. I was like,
anyways, so it's hard to just like get a full story. You have to like clip out a section of a run. But the way they did this volume one confused and infuriated me.
Oh no.
Because like it's like it collects six issues.
Okay.
The first 5 issues are basically an anthology story. And then the last issue is when the story of the run is starting,
Wait, what?
and rather than like coming to a any sort of conclusion for these 6 issues, it just goes like, okay, get the next issue. Like
That
it's like
yeah. Why wouldn't they just stop it after the 5th then?
it's like why collect it like this? It doesn't
Yeah.
make any
I would have
sense.
just. I mean, if the anthology's the 5, why even add the 6th one? Yeah, that's a little.
Because because like this the sixth one wraps up like the like it ties together why the 5 are an anthology.
Okay.
But from there, it's just like, yeah. So
But I guess it
that
didn't explain it well.
no. So after that, I was like, oh well, crap, we can't do that one.
Right.
So let me get one of the only few named trades, and they have it in this like nice little compact book, and it's like nice and easy to read, and it's like fairly cheap to get. It called Solve Everything, which is the Jonathan Hickman run.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, we can just take a segment out of this and we can talk about it because there's one that like involves Galactus and Franklin, and would be like it would work for this. It doesn't have page numbers,
Oh. Interesting.
and it's a fairly thick book.
You have to kind of go back
So
to.
I'm
Yeah.
like, well, shit, I can't.
You
I
bet.
can't.
You better remember. Remember where this thing. Memorize it.
But like, even if I did, I couldn't relay to you. Start from here and go to here.
Yeah. How would you type that out? Yeah.
Yeah,
You would have to
so I'm
describe
like,
the illustrations on the page or something. Here's the panel.
Exactly, I'm like-
Here's the panel. Oh my god. Okay, so that's
so
completely
at
understandable.
that point, I'm just like, okay, let's just. We were able to talk long enough about Superman last time we did this, like the movie.
We did.
So, and you have more to say on this one than you did on that one. So,
Right.
So like, let's just do the movie.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And actually, even when I put the post up on Friday, I even did put there that I just want people, because obviously we're called the Comic Warriors and what we do here, but not to just for people to just think it's exclusively just the comics. There could be movies, there could be other mediums with the games. So,
Oh yeah.
it's something where it's completely fine that just so people don't get into that mind space. It is movie reviews are great as well. We're still in that Marvel DC space. DC being next month, going back to that again, where we were with Mr. Miracle. So, I think it's just good that we cover all mediums, and sometimes the movies might be good enough on its own, and then we could always compare to other comics. But, with Batman coming up, which we made, I mean, from what we can do, if we wanted to, just because we couldn't choose between the two, we could do the Batman 2 months in a row as well. So like, there's always so many mediums we could kind of bounce between. Especially if a movie does release and we're like, hey, like, actually let's scratch that or move it to the next month and we do this movie first. So, no, I'm actually happy when you said, like, let's do more of the review, because I don't think I would have been ready in time to read the comic either. So I was okay, no. The movie review helps.
I was like, okay, we're like halfway through the month. I'm not finding a solution to this.
Yeah. It's like, let's just get into this movie.
Let's just go with it.
Right. No, absolutely agreed. So yes, for anyone who doesn't know, the Fantastic Four just typically, I'll let Wolvy talk more, I guess, it's more of their backstory, but they're very close friends, two that are related. We have Sue, who's Invisible Woman, Johnny, which is her brother, Human Torch. Ben, I believe, is like, I don't know too much, I feel like he's still separated from the other three. Is he like their best friend? I don't understand what Ben is. Or who he is related to them, not what he is. That sounded bad.
Yeah. So Ben grew up, or Ben was college friends with Reed. So while Reed was excelling in college, Ben was doing all right. He's he's a smart guy,
Right.
but he specialized after leaving college is in being one of the best pilots in the nation.
Yes, and they show that in First
Um,
Steps as well. Yes. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
why Reed picks him to be the pilot for the expedition.
Right, right. Because even in the, I believe it was 2002 with Jessica Alba and stuff. I think that's when they show um,
Hmm.
Ben going into space with them, and he is piloting the ship. Actually, thank you
Yeah,
for reminding me of that. Yes, he is. And they
yeah.
they touch upon that here
One
as well.
one thing this movie does that is becoming a trend with these comic properties. It's like this isn't the first time we're seeing these characters, um, and they're like fairly iconic characters
Right.
that we don't need to see the origin all over again.
Yeah, and
Like,
honestly, I think Superman did that well too. Just jumping right into it, like Superman literally did. Here's 2 paragraphs, and the action is right now.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I think
And
Fantastic
with
Four.
Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, there was like, I love the montage that they do. Like
Oh my
every
god.
time they do like a fun stylistic montage in this movie, just it's always fun.
It just
I
fits them
love it.
so well because like, and the thing is too, I guess with Superman, I could have detached for some people, and maybe because I didn't know him that well until I read Up in the Sky, so like some of the comedy scenes, may have gone over the some heads of some of the viewers, even me included. But I feel like with Fantastic Four, that's who we know them to be. Even if you watched it,
Hmm.
and I have grown up watching that old version of the Fantastic Four cartoon and things like that, and they show it here, the original '60s version. They were always those characters. Like no matter what, they were having fun. Yeah, they're saving the
Hmm.
world, but it was never super serious with them. They had poignant moments here and there, but it was always lighthearted. Like you knew if you were watching this cartoon, it was gonna make you smile. It was like you're rooting for them, but it's also just a good time. So
Yeah.
I think that comedy fits them so well, and just even the interaction before them, like you could just see it so clearly, and I don't felt like any of the actors were out of place, or it just felt disjointed anywhere. So
And they're just a fun family. Like,
yeah, yeah,
like
it's
and
great.
that's something that like I don't know why, like they kind of got it in the original version, and then they just entirely abandoned it for the 2015 movie. And
Yeah. When I was looking to rewatch First Steps 2 days ago, I almost started the 2015 movie by mistake.
oh
I was like,
no,
wait, no, that's not the one.
oh no,
I was like, this one's called First Steps. That's not the correct movie. Um,
oh no,
so I was like, wait, why does this
oh
cover look
god,
different?
that movie's so bad.
I was like, this is not the right movie, and then I quickly went back
look,
out.
I love Michael B. Jordan.
Same.
That, even he could not save that movie.
And he's actually a pretty good actor too. Like I
Yeah,
really enjoy his movies. It's just
he's Oscar worthy.
yeah, 100%. And it's like, again, sometimes you could always blame bad acting, but honestly, it comes down to the writing, and it is no amount of acting
yeah.
can save bad writing. It is what it is. But even here, which of course I know Pedro Pascal because I love him, but
Before we get into that with the
of course.
2015 one, so you know how? Have you seen the 2015 movie?
Actually, no, I skipped over it completely.
Yeah, no, you're not missing much.
Okay, yeah.
So there's this like slimy senator guy who's like always getting in the way.
Okay.
That was supposed to be Mole Man.
Oh yeah, but even in the PS, so there was a PS1 Fantastic Four game that I loved, and it was the cheesiest campy game I've ever played. But again, it fits Fantastic Four, and even Mole Man there, yeah, they do show him as like a senator. I actually really, and that's something we could get into. I really actually enjoyed how they approached Mole Man in First Steps. I actually like how they did that. Yeah,
because it's just comic book Mole Man. Like
yeah, and
like
I think
that's the thing I love about this movie is the fact that they just do the thing. Like they don't try to beat around it. They don't try to like adapt it to be more modern or different in some way. Like it's
right.
they just do the thing. It like you don't need to overcomplicate it.
No, no. And okay, like granted, maybe you didn't know much about the history. I actually think that works in the in the movie's favor. That if you don't know much about Mole Man and some of the other enemies, everyone knows Doctor Doom and Galactus, but some of these smaller ones, like I know that when I played the PS1 game, Mole Man's one of the first bosses that you fight. So I knew about him early on. I actually recognized a lot of the ones that they showed in the beginning, but it's I kind of like that for people that didn't know who he was. It's introduced in a good way because I think even with Mole Man back then, it was very like, they look deformed and they are underground dwellers and make it to be, look like they're disgusting. When in this movie, it's like really just it's a city underground, and they don't treat them as like these outsiders or outcasts that are just like really that shouldn't be talked to. And that's why in the movie they make the joke that he literally will only talk to Sue. Like he doesn't even in that one part where he's like, the rest of you need to leave the room. Like he doesn't want to talk to anyone but her, like, and only her. Probably because he's in love with her, but that's another story. But
in the comics, Mole Man was one of the first enemies they ever fought.
Yeah, he's like where they became known as Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it was the Giganto story, and then directly into Mole Man, basically.
Okay.
And so seeing him just another thing, I can't stop praising this opening montage enough. Like they set up not only the team but also the world and the villains that they have to deal with. I do regret that they cut out John Malkovich as Red Ghost, because it is a ridiculous villain.
I will say there's a few that I don't recognize, just because I will say a lot of my knowledge about Fantastic Four was from that game back then when it was like 1999.
Yeah.
And the PS1 game actually did a really good job of you fighting like those smaller bosses instead of just all, Doctor Doom and just Galactus, like the big ones. So
basically, I don't know why he's called Red Ghost.
I don't even know who that is. I never heard of him, actually.
Because he controls super apes. Or like super chimpanzee, or like
Planet of the Apes type of thing.
Basically,
basically, okay.
Like in that opening montage, we see Reed fighting one of them, and he like kicks it into the river, and he just has an army of those.
Oh, that was probably the best part of the montage. That's why I look at this montage. This montage could maybe had to be like 60 seconds, but like the best part of the montage that still sticks in my head now, and I've only seen the movie twice, is like he kicks him back, and then he does like the longest stretch and just kicks the shit out of him into the ocean or the river or whatever.
Oh my god, I am so happy that they just completely leaned into Reed's powers.
Yeah,
because
they don't do that much in the previous movies. Yeah,
they were so hesitant to do any of that. And to be fair, they're still not going to like the full extent of what Reed can do.
Oh, of course.
But like, because Reed can like almost fully shapeshift. Like
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, honestly, like for some out of the four of them, he's close to like if it was like an X-Men terms, maybe like Omega. I mean, he could. What can he not do? Depending if there is a limit to his stretching, which we could talk later what Galactus did to him.
The limit to his stretching is he has to do it.
But he has to be focused on it. If
someone forces him to, then it can hurt.
Oh, and he has to be focused on it, because I remember the coolest DC was telling me that as well, that if he's not staying focused on what he needs to do, that he literally can't even keep his body together, like he just falls like jelly. So
and he's had some moments in the comics where he just entirely, like, because his brain is focused on other things, like he has this like sensory deprivation chamber that he loves to go into,
right,
where he will just ignore his physical form to put all of his brain power into solving whatever issue that they're dealing with. And whenever he does that, the reason he puts himself in the chamber is because no one wants to see him like that.
Right, yeah. Because he's going to be like,
at that point, like his eyes are over there, his brain's over there. It's like, what is going on?
Jesus. Yeah, and it's like, I just really love how they also touch upon that in the movie, which we'll get to, even certain parts where it's very emotional, and you could see him like just losing control of his body because of him just not focusing on it. So very subtle hints there. I guess if you don't know much about them the first time watching this movie, you'd probably just be like, oh, what's wrong with him? You wouldn't know why that's happening, but it was really cool when I thought about it and DC explained it to me.
Yeah, but again, back with this montage.
Yes.
Like, and with Mole Man, like, I love how it actually like showed one of their like face-offs against him, like to set up Subterranea and the like. I loved what they did with the building, like falling to the floor.
And that was the whole fight between them, why it caused like a war type of thing with them. Yeah,
like I loved how they just quickly and succinctly set up the world, the villains, and the family themselves, um, in such a way that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we know exactly what's going on. We know where they are. We know what they're doing.
They're popular. People love them.
Hmm.
Which we do see, and I guess this movie, and this is more overarching. I mean, we'll get to specific points, but it reminded me a lot of the Superman movie as well, just because it's something where again they're already getting into it. They skip the origin as well, and maybe just some of the directors are taking this approach, which I prefer. I actually love it. But in Superman movie as well, where everyone loved him, and then where it comes where very publicly Lex Luthor really just bashes him, and the whole world's against him. In Fantastic Four, we see that as well.
Yeah,
Especially with the choices that they need to go through later. So right now, yes, in the beginning of this movie, they introduce you as like they're very introduce the viewers to them. They're very very lauded. Everyone loves them, and they've already saved the city with Mole-Man and a few other villains. And I think it leads after that montage leads right into the conversation with Mole-Man.
yeah. Oh, and we missed or we skipped over like the beginning of the movie, which is
Oh, and they're just talking in their house.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the whole thing opens up with just Reed and Sue, and Sue is like taking a pregnancy test,
Yep.
and like,
Right in the
and
beginning.
they find out that she's pregnant like not even 5 minutes into the movie. But it, like, the fact that rather than opening up with some like say action set piece or like big bombastic whatever, it's just this quiet moment between the two of them, and that
Mm-hmm.
really like shows their relationship and where their headspaces are at,
Right.
and how Sue is like the calm cool one who will just um like, she is the emotional core of the team, I think.
Right.
um and Reed is just overthinking everything like he usually does.
Right, right, and I mean, and that's typical for when you deal with any intellectual, like that's just how it is. It's just it's
Mhm.
never direct. Sometimes they can make the easiest solution the most complicated. So, I think that's where you see many times in this movie, which I like to see as well. I think what they now again, of course, Vanessa Kirby is very beautiful, but I think it's something where we were talking about even before the podcast how they portray each of them so much more outside of what people typically see them as. Where Johnny's just typically the guy chasing girls. He's making all the quips with Ben and the rest of the family. Where he actually is much smarter here. He's still doing those quips, but they're showing another side to him. And I think it's the same thing with Sue, where the Jessica Alba version, which I think she did a good job there. I did enjoy that 2002 version. It's just that again, Invisible Woman is just like the pretty girl there, and where
Yeah,
Vanessa Kirby here is so much more to her, and you could see how she literally like is like the yin and yang with her and Reed, and how she calms him down, and like so there's
yeah,
a lot more with each other here, and how he tries to help her too. So there's just
and like
much more of a
that
dynamic.
yeah, and that's how they are in the comics. And like that was always one of the biggest criticisms of those early movies, where it's like everyone kind of felt like a caricature of
Yes, a
themselves,
caricature. Yes,
rather than
exactly.
just rather than just being the characters.
And even with Ben, like
um
Ben was always like, I mean, if you're growing up looking at previous Fantastic Four, and I guess you can't blame people going into this current movie with that same thing because that's all we knew. Also, him being a caricature where he's just the big guy that's punching stuff and lifting up the floor and throwing stuff. Like you just think
mm,
that he's like the guy doing the heavy lifting and he's the big dumb dude or whatever. When actually he was the pilot and he's very intelligent himself and what happened with the origins. So I think with all of them, it's just so much more. And even with Reed, where yeah, the very geeky aspect to him, obviously, but a
mm,
lot more with his emotions. And I think out of the four, he has to deal a lot with emotionally, especially that he knows what the solution is and the choices that they have to make later on in the movie that are very heavy. So, it's just like I really enjoyed so much more. Like it made me want to watch it like a few more times just to
yeah,
really get into depth of how their character dynamics and their character development was.
like one thing I love, I love that this and Superman came out at the same time,
Oh yeah.
because because you they basically both do very similar things, where it's just like
Mm-hmm.
they just bring the characters to life on screen, rather than like trying to do roundabout adaptations, or like we were talking about caricatures or
Yeah.
anything. Like it is just the character. These both feel like you just opened up a comic and just
much more related. I mean, reading Up in the Sky
yeah,
was like, oh, okay, like I could see that version in that movie as well. So like,
yeah,
it was easy for me to make that correlation. And I think even growing up again, where that's why like some of these movies, you know, I guess it's a risk because I guess people are not used to that comic accurate version. And even when I first saw it, I wasn't too sure until we did the podcast and we delved into it. Where I was like, okay, I need to see it again now that we spoke about it, because now it's like that's not what I grew up with either. I mean, they made him seem very like DC's Captain America, right? Like it's very
yeah.
that where it's just like the stick is shoved so far up his ass. He doesn't laugh. There's no humor. Like I always thought Superman was like Captain America too, where it's just like there's no humor. The dude is just always super serious and saving people when actually there is so much comedy to him that I
Or
didn't
if
realize.
there is lightheartedness, it's like very old fashioned.
Yeah,
Like
and Superman was always portrayed like that. So was Captain America. So like it's nice to see, um, where as good as Marvel movies do, they could, you know, I mean, I guess they did try to take something from Superman. I mean, they're not the same director, right?
no, no,
All right, because
no.
as much as them
Uh,
coming out at the same time and kind of also kind of doing the same overall, you know, way of like everyone's loving them and they hate them, and you know, I guess maybe it just was coincidental, but
yeah,
um,
Superman was written and directed by James Gunn. This was I can't remember who did the writing.
the writing for
But I
First
know it
Steps.
was I know it was directed by Matt Shackman, who also did like WandaVision.
Oh,
Um,
writer is Josh Friedman for First Steps.
okay,
Josh Friedman. I think you said director. Oh, from WandaVision was great, and I also loved
yeah,
what was it, Agatha All Along? Is that the name of it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my God,
The
that was good
the
for a
sequel
side
series.
series. I actually almost enjoyed it more. I really enjoyed that show. But sorry, I know we're getting off
And
topic, but I loved
slight
it.
mild spoilers for that show, but it's been out for like a year, so if people haven't seen it, whatever. Um,
Right.
uh, uh, so in the comics, Thanos' whole uh like driving force for doing all the insane genocidal things that he does
Right.
is because he's trying to win the favor of death.
Oh yeah, like he's
And
like in love with them, right?
yeah, so seeing Aubrey Plaza in Agatha all along, I'm like, okay, okay, I get it. Like,
Well, I mean, Aubrey's also a very pretty woman.
it's like okay, yeah, I understand
And it fits
Thanos now.
Agatha's
All
character
right.
so well. Like Agatha to just be like the backstabbing, which like it fits her just so well.
Oh yeah,
Um.
I can't wait till you play Midnight Suns. Like
Oh yeah, because someone.
Crim
Yeah, that's gonna
Crim
be so
is
good.
going through a whole backlog of games that we have we we have redeemed on stream.
Right, I did two of your,
And
and I'm actually gonna be try to finish Darkwood this week. So I'm trying to get to
what
these games.
one of the last ones he's getting to here is playing Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Yes, and only because
Um
it's a longer RPG. If not, I'll play it sooner. But I know that's gonna be the longest one, so I was like, let me kind of save the best for last and really dive into it.
and Agatha plays a role in it.
She
So
does. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I am very good with not spoiling myself with games, so I've read nothing on Midnight Suns. I do not know much about it. I think just from like the few snippets that you have told me, I know nothing. So I don't want to because especially it seems much more. I don't think I've heard any negative reviews on it, honestly, from what I've read on Steam, and people have just loving it with some of the comic accurate versions of these characters in there. So people are just
the
really enjoying this game.
the negativity came when it first launched,
Oh, okay.
because people weren't expecting the kind of game that it was. They were wanting more just a pure XCOM experience, and this one
Um,
combines like some card game aspects and deck building and like
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay.
yeah, yeah, and like every turn like you draw cards and that's the moves that you can do.
Oh,
Um,
I thought it was like XCOM 2. Okay, so they did more like Metal Gear Acid or like Chain of Memories or something like that. Like a
kind of,
card-based
yeah,
system.
but
Okay.
I think it's probably the best example of this kind of a game, like of that genre. But because it wasn't what people wanted, and we were kind of in the middle of a whole like, oh well, card games kind of suck kind of
Right.
mentality, it did not do well on release. But then like a year, 2 years after it's come out, people actually started playing it and are like, oh, this game was great. Oh well, the studio kind of went under, so I guess we're not doing that
Oh no,
anymore.
did they?
The team
Um.
that worked on did.
Oh, that sucks, man. Okay.
The now the only Firaxis is doing like other games,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
not the same team.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, the game looks good overall to me, but I do know it's just with the modern audience, some of those turn-based games, even where like people have a lot of hangups with Expedition 33 as well, like it just tends to worry people, or they just won't play it at all. And I've seen so many, not only Steam reviews, but even live when I'm streaming, or even if I'll go to other people's streams, and you'll see it live in a lot of people's chats where people are like, "Oh, it's turn-based, forget about it." Like they won't even give it a chance.
Yeah.
So it's something
I've
where
seen that a few times.
yeah, and I'm just used to it just because that's what I grew up with, and I play a lot of JRPGs. But I could see for a first time, like if you're trying to get into RPGs, people will be turned off by it. But and then it ends up being like one of the best games I ever played. I was like, just fucking play it. I was like, it's not that bad. Give things a chance, because there's a lot of games I thought I wouldn't like, and I ended up loving it. But sorry, I know we went on a bit of a tangent there,
but tying that back around to Fantastic Four.
Yes.
It's just a tangential connection, but Agatha was the nanny for
there we go.
For Franklin and Valeria in the comics.
Oh, that's very interesting.
So whenever the team had to go do stuff,
Agatha
was the one watching them.
I wouldn't know if I want Agatha there. Like, I don't know, that's a good idea. Especially as insanely powerful Franklin is, which that's probably why she's there. She probably loves the power that he has. Yeah. Like, most likely.
Well, she's a bit more. I wouldn't say heroic, but like she's a bit more like not maternal in the comics.
Oh, okay, not as villainous, I guess.
Yeah, not as villainous.
Oh, okay. Actually, thank you for that tidbit. I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
oh, interesting.
I think when you see her in Midnight Suns, that's going to be a lot more accurate to how she is.
Well, even when I was watching Agatha all along, and I've seen her in comics, they do portray her as like she looks like she's 80 years old. I don't know, she looks very much older. So I don't. The young version that they show, I'm not sure where that came from or why they're doing that.
But... That came from Catherine Hahn being casted in WandaVision.
Oh, okay. And they just kept it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Catherine Hahn so
much.
They
just ran with her.
I know.
And then they changed it in the comics.
Oh. Okay.
And then at the end of Agatha All Along, she becomes old. So it's like...
Oh, right. They're like, let's catch you up to the comic, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like now she's young in the comics and old in the show.
Oh my god! So I guess they tried to meet up and it didn't work. But whatever. I mean, honestly, for sometimes the side shows come out better than the main ones because I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. But also, yeah, that's another thing. Sue hasn't had her second kid in this universe yet. This is like we're just now getting Franklin. So I
during this movie,
I wonder if we'll even get Valeria.
I think they did like a time skip in this movie at some point, right? Because I mean, she has him, and the beginning shows a pregnancy test. So I think that's where I only noticed it just watching it Friday, where I was like, I guess the first time me watching it, I was just so enthralled by it. I guess when they did the time skip, it was just so like it was so seamless. Like it's crazy how like you don't even realize it.
Because they use that montage again, where it's like that montage skips a ton, but it catches everyone up so succinctly that it's just like, oh, okay, here we are now.
Like, okay, Franklin's here. You're just like you don't and those of you that haven't seen the movie, when you do see it, you're gonna just see how like it's like, oh, okay, like if he was part of the movie from the beginning, like you don't even second guess it. It's just so well done. Like I would say Fantastic Four is probably more like the epitome of how a transition should be done. Like. It's beautiful. Like I didn't even catch it the first time. I only really was like more or less paying attention to it the second time around. So like, yeah, I absolutely love that and how so quickly it's introduced. Because you would think this would. I mean, the way they did some of this, you would think they could easily split into two movies, but the montages really kind of cut that down to one movie. So.
Yeah. And then they catch us up to where we need to be, and then even right after that, we see like glimpses of them in their normal lives. Like Johnny's goofing off in the tower.
They seem chill. They're very relaxed at this point.
Yeah, Reed is like doing like a show for kids, like Bill Nye kind of thing.
Yeah, it fits him so perfectly. I laughed in the theaters when I saw that because I was like, oh my god, I was like, Reed, that is just something he would totally do and so believable.
Yeah, and Sue is like being an ambassador, and then we cut to Ben, and we actually spend the most time with Ben,
Yeah.
just like seeing what his everyday is like, and he's like going to get donuts at this local shop on Yancey Street.
Of course,
Like,
Yancy. And I think that's the best part too with Ben. It's just like I think out of the four of them, he's the most down to earth because he's so New
mm,
Yorker. Like even when you compare all the New York heroes, like with Spider Man and Daredevil and whoever, it's like he's the most New Yorker that you would think.
oh yeah,
Especially if you're not from New York City. Like I've been, I've always lived in New Jersey. But I visit there often, and Wolvy actually has lived there, so we know more how those people are like. And Ben is just so like quintessential New Yorker. I
oh absolutely.
love that with him, and I think that scene was very good to see a day in the life, especially that it's something I've always thought about, and I'm glad this movie touches upon it a little bit. They touched upon it in 2002 as well, but out of the four of them, I mean, I think got affected the most negatively, I would say. I mean, to permanently be looking like that is very depressing, and it's just like
And
they kind of
I love how they handle that here.
yeah, because finally they
Because
handled that. I feel like the other movies, it's like he's just breaking stuff. It's like this is. I was like, I would be depressed if I couldn't change back to my human form when I was rocks. Like that's it's a lot.
but
To
also
handle.
so many adaptations and even comic runs love to fall into the classic like, oh well, he resents Reed because of what happened. And here I love the moment the two of them share where
Mhm.
he's like, Reed is still so apologetic,
Yeah.
and like Reed feels terrible even this many years later where they're all celebrities and like actually being able to enjoy what they can do. And Ben is just like, look, we are who we are,
Yeah.
and it's okay. This is our lives now, and like we're a family. You don't have to beat yourself up over this.
No, and I think for me too, again, where they're showing the character development, which again in one movie, that's and how quickly this is being done, you don't even feel
Mhm.
it. It's crazy how quickly it's being done. In comparison to the previous movies, where like the caricature of themselves, and even with Reed, where typically, and I've met these type of people, that are more higher intellect like that, and they can be assholes. That's just a typical thing. They can be very dismissive of people's feelings and things like that. And I think they really lead into that with previous versions of Reed in the movies, because those previous versions where Ben did resent him, he was very dismissive about it. Like he didn't give a shit about it. And I feel like
Hmm.
here, not only does Ben not resent him, which makes sense because eventually, it's like, look how we've done. We have, Susie has, you guys have your kid together. Uh, we have saved the town so many times. Look what we've done with Mole Man, and like how we actually have a treaty with him, and now the subterranean people are actually on our side. So if there are other villains, we have a whole other city to fall back to where we do have allies now. Like so many things have happened since then. That why would I hate you for it? And that shows more emotional development, because I would say, from what I know growing up, and again I haven't read as many comics as you have, almost every iteration of Ben is him resenting Reed that I know
Yeah.
of. And this is the only one where the first time he's not. Like, thank God, like, let it go. And I
I
get it,
I
because don't get me,
I
the first maybe 2 or 3 years, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd probably be extremely depressed. Like, I can't change back. Like, I get it, but it was good to touch upon that, and where
and
Reed
I
actually,
love seeing their
yeah,
relationship.
I do too. And I
And
think it's also just Pedro Pascal. I mean, just the Reed in the 2002 movie looks so much like actual Reed Richards. I won't take that away from him, but Pedro Pascal, I think even with his acting, it felt natural and very apologetic coming from him. So
yeah,
I'm glad you
I
brought that
feel
up.
like I feel like this is the most like comic accurate to the core of Reed. And
Yes.
when I say comic accurate, not all comics get this right either. Like a lot of comics actually get this wrong, but thankfully
Mm-hmm.
they've been doing it like really good in recent time. Uh, Especially with with Hickman and with the North Run and um
Rio,
hey
hello.
Rio. Um, uh
Like we did that at the same time.
um and with all of this, like Reed as like people like to show him off like he doesn't care,
Yeah.
and
Every single
that
adaptation that I've seen, yep.
and that is not him at all. Like he cares deeply, he just doesn't always know how to show it. And like one of my favorite parts of the Hickman run is just this moment where he's putting Franklin to bed
Mm-hmm.
and he's telling him the story of how they came to be. And
Yep.
while he's talking about it, he's saying like I was arrogant, I was foolish, I was careless, and it got my family hurt. So, in order to try to make this something positive,
Mm-hmm.
I gave them all silly names and costumes and made them into celebrities to try to soften the blow.
Yeah. And that's the thing
And
too. I love that he takes more responsibility for it because it's something where, and again, if you only know movie adaptations, I could see why this could be a little jarring seeing this one. I guess from the cartoons, it was a bit more lighthearted in how Reed cared for his family in some of the cartoon versions. Because you could see how much he really like loves and cares for them, and everything that he does is for them. It's not really for himself. But I think in the movies they made him much more selfish. It was not the same portrayal there.
yeah,
So and yeah, and I love that too. I mean, and I think that was the end of that montage when they skip to Franklin being born. And, they go over all that. That's when he has that conversation with his son, and
hmm
there's so
I
many touching
love that
moments in this
moment
movie.
too.
Yeah.
Like the where he's talking to Franklin and just I know we're bouncing around the movie a little bit, but
No,
like
no. I mean, we're still like on track for the most part. Yeah.
yeah, like he's talking to Franklin and it's just this like he's being emotionally vulnerable in a way that he can't really be around the rest of them. And
Yeah.
he's like and at this point they don't realize that Franklin is as powerful as he is.
Oh
And
yeah, no, they wouldn't. I mean, I think they found out later, but yeah, I
yeah.
mean, yeah, it's just something where
But
even the tests on him, like they were very concerned because they couldn't read certain things. So yeah, it's
yeah,
just
and Frank Reed has this moment of just like, I hope you don't end up like us
yeah,
because you deserve to have a normal life.
yeah. I think he didn't want him to
And
have powers at all. Like from what I
yeah,
was gathering, which I get. You want them to be normal. It's the same thing. It made me think a lot of, where I think some people don't ever put themselves in the shoes of the parent. So it's easy more to think about yourself, or maybe if it comes off negatively. But even when I came out and stuff like that, it's the same thing where it's just like, it's not that. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are the parents that are very bad and treat their children horribly, but it's just that a lot of them that don't understand when you first come out as well, and it's not them being against you being that way, or that you were born that way, but that they know the horrors that wait for you outside of them, what could happen to you, and that they don't wish that for you. And that's something that I quickly came to learn myself, even when I first told my mom too, as well. So that scene made me think of that it's like, it's not that that they're gonna not accept you in that way, but they know the trials that come with that. And that's what he was doing here, that like, obviously he's not going to treat Franklin any differently, but it's something where he doesn't want that life for him.
yeah, he's like you deserve to have a happy normal life.
Yes.
As he's talking to basically what is considered in the comics to be the god of the universe.
Right, literally. Like they're always insane, like Legend, and like all these children are insane. So, even with me not knowing much about Franklin, I was like, I expected that. I wasn't surprised by that, especially with the four of them.
Yeah.
But, it was great they did that montage. And I will say, because I know we skipped around slightly, did Silver Surfer come before or after that montage? I think after, right? Because he's already born at that point.
No.
He's not? So it was before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the birth scene happens during the chase sequence.
Oh yeah, they show over the belly. Yeah, they did. You're right. That's why I'm just trying to like piece the two together.
But I do love how like so then we get kind of a mini montage of like after Ree breaks the news to the family, and that's an adorable scene too.
Right.
We get this like mini montage of them baby proofing the house and getting everything all set up.
Oh my god, that was so
oh
funny.
my god, we have not talked about Herbie.
And Herbie,
I love Herbie so much.
I didn't know about Herbie until I played Marvel Rivals, and I was like, "What is this robot?" And then he was so funny. And Rio, yes, you're right. That because now one of them might you suffer because they'll treat you differently. Yeah, and it's just wanting to protect your children, but they are going to be different as long as you accept them for doing that. But I can understand not wanting them to be that way.
Yeah, exactly.
But go ahead.
Originally, Herbie was created to be a. So, I I think there was a rights issue with specifically the Human Torch back in the 70s or 80s.
Okay.
And when they went to make the cartoon,
Right.
they could not use Johnny for some reason.
Oh.
So instead they created Herbie, who is this little fun little butler robot for the four.
He's the Alfred.
And yeah, pretty much. And so from then on, Herbie's just been a mainstay in the Fantastic Four mythos of, like, while they're up in the Baxter Building doing whatever they need to do, Herbie's assisting them. Yeah, absolutely loved seeing him finally brought to the screen and then also done so well.
I didn't know his origin either. Interesting. Thank you. Because I didn't know any tidbits with Herbie.
Yeah, like he's been a long-standing mainstay in the universe, and they've just never brought him up in any of the movies or.
Yeah, like I was like all this time, like that's why in Rivals it threw me off. I was like, who is this robot?
Yeah, it was like, oh, there's Herbie finally.
Yeah, like finally, and they put him here as well, and he actually talks to him pretty frequently, like he is throughout the movie. So I like it.
So the Human Torch originally, when he was created, was not a Marvel Comics member. So Marvel Comics was a different company before they turned into Marvel. And during that time, the first two superheroes they had were the Submariner and the Human Torch. And they were the first two heroes. But because they were the first two heroes and part of that other company, when it switched over to Marvel, they were able to use comics, but when it came to things like TV rights and stuff like that, things got more murky. Also, that version of the Human Torch was an android from World War II.
What the hell? What?
So usually whenever you see him now, he is on the team with like Captain America, Namor, and Wolverine back in World War II.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I gotta see that now.
Yeah,
I would never have imagined Johnny like that. Like
they're called the Invaders.
They gotta put that skin in Rivals.
I mean, he doesn't look all too different from like the main Human Torch. He just has like a red suit. But like when he flames on, it's just the same. He looks the same as Johnny.
It was just he was mechanical.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting though.
yeah, it's neat. But because of that, then we got Herbie out of all of it because of all the jumbled rights issues.
Yeah.
Which Marvel has been dealing with rights issues since the beginning. Like even today, they're still dealing with rights stuff. So.
I could imagine. Well, now that they're with Disney, so that's another thing.
Well, even now they're still like dealing with like Sony owning Spider-Man and like.
I mean, the company movies in the whole MCU verse where we never had the X-Men as part of it because they couldn't. They didn't. Yeah, there was no rights there, and like, and you know, it's unfortunate because a lot of those comics, the X-Men appear very often.
I'm so excited for the X-Men movie that's going to be coming, because they put the director from the Thunderbolts on it.
Yes.
Oh my God, Thunderbolts was so good.
And I'm just so excited for like what's coming for Marvel. Although Superman makes me very excited for DC.
Also, Rio. Hopefully, the flames never damaged him since he was
I mean, I don't know how that works.
Thankfully, he was he was built for the flames.
All right, maybe. I
That
every
was his
time
whole purpose.
I always feel like it's always the joke, especially since Metal Gear back on PS1, that whenever we don't understand something, we just dumb it down to nanites because nanites could do everything and anything.
Basically.
Yeah, literally anything, and they could transform into different metal alloys and armor or whatever. Like, so maybe it was nanites. Who knows? Oh, wait, well,
Yeah, sure.
did your camera go out of focus for a bit?
Yeah, it looks like there might be a connectivity or network issue, but it's trying to solve it automatically. So we shall see what happens there and if I just come back normally.
I think last time, I did it for just a few seconds and you were back to normal.
Yeah, it looks like it's fixing itself. But we shall see.
Yeah, please hold while Wolvy is rendering.
I may be a little blurry. Right, we got new internet, and it's I'll be honest, it's not great.
I mean, it's just so funny. We're talking about the nanites, and then that happens to you. I'm telling you, they're always listening. They're always listening.
And yeah, technology can do anything in comic books. Yeah, basically, especially when it comes to Fantastic Four, because Reed and his super science, the way they beat Galactus in the comic, I'm gonna have to talk about because it is so ridiculous. It deserves its own discussion.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, well, we could probably go more towards the end, but we I want to talk about more.
I know exactly where I can.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, and then I know we were talking about the montage, so we could, I guess, come to the arrival of Silver Surfer here, which of course a lot of people were shocked because it was a woman.
But before that, in the whole baby proofing everything, Reed decides on a whim to then just arrest every villain that they're dealing with.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like,
he's so.
Okay, why didn't you do that before?
Yeah, right. Oh, there you go. You're back. Yeah,
Oh, awesome.
he could have just done it like any time, but I understand doing it for his son too. But still, like,
like if he could have done that, I feel like he could have saved a lot of people a lot of trouble.
I think that's the running joke in a lot of the comics too, like whether it's DC or Marvel, that like, if Batman really wanted to, or Spider-Man, or whoever, I mean, they could go after all of them at any point in time. I mean, So I just think it's funny that, I guess, to kind of poke fun at, like, just, like, the typical tropes in comics, where, like, they just let them run off.
Yeah. And also just, like, the whole baby-proofing concept of, like, well, we don't want villains running into us while we're taking care of the baby, so... we'll just take care of them.
Right. When they should probably be worried about the baby.
I love, like, they were mentioning, like, the Wizard and, like all these different obscure villains that, like, because you don't really see much of the
I knew the Wizard, but I haven't heard of Red Ghost. But I did know the Wizard. Yeah.
No one's heard of Red Ghost.
I just love how you said no one knows about him.
The only other time I've heard Red Ghost mentioned was on another comic podcast, on a channel called Comic Pop, where the main two people running it are a married couple, and the wife hates Red Ghost so much because he's such a dumb character.
Like, why was he even put into the comic? Yeah.
Every time he shows up, she's like, "Oh no."
Does he show up often in Fantastic Four comics?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he does show up enough. Oh, great! Now I'm having more connectivity issues. He shows up enough where it's like, oh god,
they're over him. Yeah. Here he is again.
Yeah. So the fact that he was going to be in the movie, it got announced like a couple of days before the movie came out that he got cut out. Because he was going to be played by John Malkovich.
Oh,
and he was even in one of the trailers. But then I don't know. I guess they trimmed it for time or something. Like,
yeah, probably for the best.
Or yeah. So they just all we got was his super ape, and then at the very end, in the end credit scene, we see him in like cartoon form.
Yeah. Oh, because they show the monkeys. Yes.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, I feel like I saw monkeys during the movie. I just didn't remember him specifically. But okay, so that's from Red Ghost. That's why. Which the Red
yeah,
Ghost
yeah.
moniker doesn't make sense that he controls monkeys. I don't know. I'm
No, yeah,
confused.
no, I don't know why he's called Red Ghost.
Yeah, like, why did you choose
To
that
be
name
fair,
when you control monkeys?
to be fair, it could be something in his backstory that I just don't know. But he's such like an obscure character that it's just like, like I'm not gonna know. Definitely a blind spot for me.
Oh my god. No, yeah, that's why I was like, if you hadn't even told me, I still wouldn't have, and seen the movie twice already, I still didn't even know who that character was until now. So, I was like, who the hell? I was like, okay, I guess that's some random dude they're fighting, like, I don't know. Fantastic Four, I will say that is where it's a little blurry, because even when I told people I saw the movie, and they were like, even before they saw the movie, they were like, oh, who's the main villain? And I told them about Galactus, and, I had multiple people tell me the same thing, where they're like, do they fight anyone else? Because I think it is it's something where they're so centered around Doctor Doom and Galactus for most of the movies, and a lot of their villains are so minor that it is hard to really kind of put them in a full movie with another villain besides the two of them.
Yeah.
So it's understandable. I guess people just don't know a lot about them.
And also the last time we saw Galactus, he was a giant space cloud.
Yeah, that too.
So it's like, well, how are they gonna fight that? That's why they threw in Doctor Doom in that movie too.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's like.
I'm glad they're separated
Galactus
here. It's
is
nice.
enough of a threat on his own, like.
Except in this movie. Well, even so, I mean, he has Silver Surfer, but he's always had his Herald. I mean, that's nothing new.
Yeah. That's always a part of it.
Yeah. But I definitely even oh my god, this Silver Surfer. I actually, even though I like the character as a whole, even playing the video game back then, like on Nintendo, which was a great game by the way. It's a really good NES game. But besides the point. It's just even with the original, as much as I enjoyed it in that 2002 version as well. Because again, it was that, I think he connected more with Sue in that version, or having more of the emotions to help them out towards the end. And where Shia LaBeouf's a bit more opposite with Johnny here instead of Sue. But, which makes sense. I guess, they were still trying to have that opposite sex connection or whatever it was. But her arrival is just... it's so funny because me and Troy talk about it. I spoke about it with a few other of my gay friends. Like, it was the gayest thing ever. It was so iconic. Like, it was... Like, you can't even forget it, because it... And honestly, before even looking up Vanessa Kirby, if you would have told me that was Lady Gaga, I would have believed it. Like, the voice, even when she says it sounds like...
I mean, Jennifer Garner. Or not Jennifer
No, and this one. Vanessa Kirby is... Oh, no, sorry, Vanessa Kirby is Susan Storm. Wait, who does she play?
Yeah.
The actress's name, I'm sorry. Ball's
crap.
actress.
I said Jennifer Garner. It's not Jennifer Garner, but it's a similar name.
I literally just had the cast up because I knew we were going to talk. I was like, let me at least put the cast up so I don't sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. But here we go. Yeah,
she's
just had the cast
the
up.
same. She's
Julia
the same
Garner. There we go.
Julia Garner.
Yeah, you said Jennifer Garner. At least you had the last names. I was like, wait, Elektra? Like,
she's also the same girl from Weapons. So
you said she's probably getting PTSD hearing about him, right? Yes. No, I know, and that's why they were making fun there. A quick side thing, the movie Weapons, because of course, like, we have one of the Asian guys in there that is from the Doctor Strange movies, and they're like,
Wong.
they're like, why is Wong trying to kill Shia LaBeouf? just running straight at her. Like, it was so, like, there's so many comments on the like the YouTube video. It was dying. It was so good.
Which, by the way, I love that movie too.
Oh yeah, my God, Weapons actually did very, very well.
That could be its own thing in and of itself.
Oh my God, I know, like, love it.
I'm side note, I am so excited for Krieger to do his Resident Evil movie.
Yes. Oh my God, so many new movies. I will say, even this year with Weapons and Together, Bring Her Back, like, this movie has been amazing for horror. Like, there's like at least
I keep having connectivity issues.
Yeah, luckily, and I'm glad you keep coming back though. At least to the point where it's not so bad that we can't see you. So,
yeah, that's good. At least it's just a little stuttery.
Rio said hopefully it's good. I think it will be. I mean, these horror movies have actually blown me away this year, and they've been very unique. And I think they'll do very well, and especially any continuations from Superman or Fantastic Four as well. That sequels that they plan to do.
Yeah, like it's being written and directed by the guy who did Weapons, and then also the guy who played the drug addict.
Yes,
in
yes,
Weapons.
yes.
He's gonna be the lead.
He was the funniest person
Uh,
in that movie. God, he was good.
and they just cast Paul Walter Hauser, aka Mole Man, in Fantastic Four. He's also
Oh,
gonna be in Resident Evil. So
no way. Okay, cool. Yeah, and
and I
I
love I
love Resident Evil to death. I know too much about it. That's a whole other
and I love
podcast.
I love that they're doing the Fallout thing where it's like they're not actually adapting anything directly. They're just like making another story in the universe in the timeline,
Mm.
which I think it's gonna take place like at the same time as like two.
And no, and I agree with what
But
Rio
like just
said,
elsewhere.
like with what in tangent with what you're saying as well. Where Rio's like nothing can be as bad as the Mila Jovovich movies, which I actually.
Oh yeah.
So there was a 2021 Resident Evil movie that I just saw that. Usually the animated movies are amazing, but this one actually was live action and it was really good. They actually did
Yeah,
because
Welcome to Raccoon City.
yes, my God, I don't know how I skipped over it because I usually like try to watch those animated movies day one or like those side movies. I must have missed it in 2021, but like I just saw it only like 2 weeks ago, and I immediately put it in the chat. I was like, damn, like especially that, I've beaten the OG PS1 RE1, 2, and 3 like hundreds of times. I actually was just doing speedruns of them like last week on RE2, and like it was so like direct to the source material, very well done, and even though they're three separate games, you can do it in one movie because technically the events of RE1 and 2 are happening at the same time. So like, and that's what they did in that movie. Very well done. But yeah, I don't want to go too much on a tangent, but definitely see it if you like Resident Evil. I think that Welcome to Raccoon City actually, except the guy that they chose for Leon, that was a hard actor choice. Other than that, the movie's really good.
I feel like while I do like that much more than the Mila Jovovich movies,
right.
like it's much more accurate to Resident Evil.
Right.
It is also I do have some big moments of just like why the hell did they do that?
Oh yeah, and I think the live action movies they just go so far on a tangent. The first two were like okay, it's Resident Evil, but then after that, like I don't know, she was basically like almost Monster Hunter at that point. I don't know what the hell was that, but and the animated ones are so damn
one
good.
into Mad Max, like
yeah, and the animated ones I've always loved with Claire, Leon, Chris, and all of them. So, yeah, they did a good job with that. Yeah, no, definitely, we all highly recommend Welcome to Raccoon City for sure.
Yeah, but anyways.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I know we're yeah. I know I think it's just because we haven't been doing this for a little while, so we're excited. But yeah, even with like the entrance of Shaw Ball here, so as those of you know, even though it is this female Silver Surfer, which she is in the comics, for some there were so many comments of like why would you even do that? It's supposed to be a man. It's like she is comic accurate. So
also this is an alternate universe. Like they
that too.
Bring in Norrin if they wanted to. Like
yeah, and so typically Galactus always has a Herald. Even before Silver Surfer, there was another one. So he's always had this since he's been around, since he's been a thing. And usually here, they will arrive to the planet to announce the planet's destruction. You have this amount of time. And basically, Shaw Ball has the same entrance here. So it was very typical in the other movies where, again, having that same intro of, like, who I am, this is who is coming, and you have this amount of time before this planet is devoured. She has that same type of speech, but it was very short and sweet here. But also, like I said, where I guess even when they did her slick hair back, she's all in silver, like a typical Silver Surfer, but it just gave me so much of those Lady Gaga vibes from Julia Garner, because it even like people were even there were so many TikToks of them taking that entrance line of hers and then putting a Lady Gaga song like right after that, because like she literally looks and sounds like her, like it literally sounds like an intro to a Lady Gaga song. It was very well done, so it was like the gayest thing ever. And I remember just being in the theaters. I was like, if she comes here, I was like, we're gonna have to depend on all the straights to save the planet, because everyone's gonna be on, all the gays are gonna be on her side, because like I was living for it. It was people in the theater were like, whoa, like you could see some people. It just got quiet because her voice is so commanding. She did such a good job in that role.
And I love that she looks exactly like she does in the comics.
Oh yeah, because I searched the comics. I was like, damn, that was a really good adaptation.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's not a whole lot you can do to mess up the look of the Silver Surfer, just because it's just make them look like they're made of liquid metal.
Okay, yeah, because you could T-1000 them basically, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, but I've always liked to look at Silver Surfer.
I think a lot of it actually just come. Oh my god, these network issues. Okay. Yeah, basically, just make them silver in a server.
But just yeah,
um,
yeah, literally, like he's on a surfboard and there's just literally liquid
but
metal.
a lot of it comes down to like uh, the physical performance of the actor.
Yes.
And she nailed it. Um, like I love when Johnny goes to chase her and they go into space, and then
Oh,
she has a moment where she like looks
memorable
over the
scene.
board.
Fucking love it. Yeah. Because she doesn't.
Like,
She actually was shocked. She goes, he actually reached up here. She didn't think that he would be able to get that far.
mm-hmm.
And well, he. I forget. Yeah, he was hanging onto the board. He actually didn't fly that high up. He was hanging onto it. But you know,
Yeah.
even when she came in, I actually forgot. I didn't even say what she said. But I think there is a speech before she says the iconic line. I don't think she just says those three lines. There is like a bit of like a short speech that she says beforehand. But the memorable
Yeah,
speech.
she's like, say goodbye to your loved ones.
Yeah, she
like,
says something like a small like paragraph there, like. But then that's when it's just like, you know, when Reed finally gets to the front, the Fantastic Four comes to the front, and Reed is like, "Who are you?" And then that's when she does that iconic line where she's like, "I herald your beginning and I herald your end," and then I think she says, "I herald Galactus," right? I think that's how she says it.
yeah.
So like, basically, you know, the word herald is to. It's basically almost like a prophecy, like that this is what is going to happen in the very near future. So, but the way she does it is like I can't even deliver that line like that. You would have to see the movie just to see how powerful it is, and even watching it in the theater, how quiet everyone got when that scene came on, and even the scene where he is hanging onto her board in space, you know, where it's always. That's why I've always liked space movies, just like desolate and quiet, because literally there's no sound in space. So like when they're up there and you can just hear the two of them, and then she delivers this line that I'll just say it's in her language because I can't imitate it. I mean, she obviously said it in a different language, but and then you know later on they do touch upon when he chases her again of like really wanting to. I do like how Johnny, you know, besides of course he likes swimming and but showing a more intelligent side and that him genuinely wanting to know what she said. Like it wasn't just like because he was trying to flirt
Yeah,
with
like
her.
I love that they didn't just like do like a like because it's so easy to make him just a womanizer.
Yes.
And that's kind of just how he's been adapted previously as well. I love that they actually like gave him a spot on the team and like like he's smart in this version, which I don't think he's a scientist in other like
Adaptations? No, not that I
yeah,
know
like
of.
even in the comics. This is like a new thing.
Yeah, I mean, even growing up, I've always considered Johnny and Ben to be like the dumb, strong guys,
Yeah.
like the macho gym guys type of thing. You know what I mean? And then like,
Like
and Sue and Reed were the
it's
smart
always
ones.
yeah, it's always been a like running joke that
Yes, Rio's correct there. Yeah.
that like why is Johnny here? Like, why was he on the ship?
And you know,
Like,
in the cartoon, it's great because obviously you have fire, and like as a kid you love him. But I will say in the actual movies, like it's like yeah, like because Ben is at least the super strong one. You know, he could be the tanky one. He could literally hold up a falling building, save people's lives. But with Johnny, a lot of times it did seem very like an afterthought. Unfortunately, with him.
but also with Ben, like he's a pilot. Like he's a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Sue's an archaeologist.
Yep.
Reed is like a like hyper scientist. But Johnny was always just Johnny. Like even before his powers, it's like what are you here for?
Honestly,
And
I always thought he was sponging off his sister or something like that. That's why I just always assumed,
basically,
like, he was, like, you know, this unemployed dude that was having a hard time in life. He couldn't get a career, and he's living off his family. That's the way
yeah.
I took it, but maybe that's not the case. And here, I love that
And
he's
then
actually a focal point. I mean, a lot of, the reason that, I mean, and we'll get more specific into it, but I mean, even the reason that...
and specifically he's a language specialist, which like that absolutely makes sense. Like
Yeah, yeah, and it's something where he actually had to piece together from, you know, multiple other languages, like what she was even saying. Like it's amazing. Like it actually, I had to see it a second time to even piece together like how he did that. And then there's
oh
even
yeah,
like yeah, it's
because
insane.
before she shows up, Reed is like getting a signal from space that's like this like seemingly jarbled like nonsense language,
Yeah,
and they've been like recording it and trying to figure out what it's saying, and they can't figure it out.
And Johnny's been listening to it, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's not until later on, like after they get back from Galactus's ship, that they finally figure it out. But we'll get to that point. But just setting the seeds of like that is also going on while all of this is
when
going
you really
on.
think about it, just in a general overview, like Johnny is the movie. I mean, the how and how they actually saved the world towards the end. I mean, a lot of that was Johnny. I think they would have failed if he didn't do what he did. So it's like, it's great to see that. I was like, not only did he have more parts, it was just he was the focal point. So very interesting for a Fantastic Four movie.
God, I hate these connection issues because I know I just look like pixels right now, and I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I was like, did you want to take a break for a bit and see if you could?
I don't think there's anything I can do about this.
Oh, okay.
Unless if it's like
he was a little bit, and that was the thing too. I just think he was always portrayed as like, he's there and he's living with them and he helps them. And that was it. And he's always, oh, look at you, yay. But yeah, that's the way I always took it as well, Rio. So it was just like, he's helping them, and I guess you just didn't question it. It's like, it's Fantastic Four, they're together, and that was the end of it. But I will say, at least in the cartoon and even in previous movies, they showed more with Ben's life. So I think you always had more of an attachment with Ben, typical New Yorker. He fell in love with the girl who couldn't see. We had the blind woman there as well. So, you got to see more, and even in this movie where he's going on his typical day, just getting donuts, and everyone in the city loves him. He just seems like, out of the four of them, he's the one that's like high-fiving everyone, and he seems to be the most like charismatic, which is also surprising because typically that's Johnny's role. So he seems even more charismatic here than Johnny does. They always he was the womanizer Jock, typically portrayed as that. Yes. So maybe it's when you're a little bit further from the camera, because when you're leaning forward, it's like it fixes itself. It's so weird.
Well, I adjusted some settings, so maybe that'll help.
I hope so.
How is it? How does it look?
You're better now, really for sure. Tell. You are better now for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm adjusting the antenna.
All right, he's literally like, playing with the metal rods,
like little moving it around.
But welcome back. But yeah, so I know they had that moment, and she leaves, and they're trying to figure out what to do. So I think that's where I got. Maybe you can remind me here. After that scene where she says what she says to Johnny, she flies off, and he falls back to Earth. What is the next scene after that? I think that's where I got a little. I don't want to jump around too much.
After that, they're like trying to figure out what she meant by Galactus.
And that's when they use the radio signals, and Johnny hears the language that he's like, "Oh, that language sounds like the language she was speaking in."
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, "I saw myself in her face."
I mean, well, yeah, she's literally like a shiny mirror. Like, it was so. It was kind of funny, but I think he was trying to mean like emotionally, maybe. I think that.
Well, no, like he was trying to describe like what she looked like, and like what kind of like. He was trying to describe the metal texture.
And it's like it's impossible, yeah.
And all he could say was like, I saw myself in her face.
Yeah, because like I mean, the way that they portray them as liquid metal doesn't even look like they have eyes in their mouth. Like it's crazy. Like they look full metal from like inside and out. So
yeah,
it's hard to tell on a Silver Surfer what the features are. Besides that, it's like a human body that you could kind of make out. And that does, I do like here too that because of in the older adaptations, even the cartoon and even the 2002 movie, it does seem very. Like, and I did think this for many years growing up, that if the boar was literally attached to him or a part of him, and here you could kind of see how she is separate from the boar. So that's kind of good, too. It doesn't seem like, it is something that she uses.
That was a thing that Johnny was like, do you think that's a part of him? Or part of her? Or like...
Yeah, and he mentions that, which is so funny, because I think people in the theater, like, chuckled when he said that, too, because, like, I think we all thought that growing up. Or, like, can they actually get off of this boar? Like, is it a part of their body? Yeah, I thought the same too, Rio. So like, it's just these little tidbits here. Like again, it's always those minor details that make it big because people noticed it and they laughed at it. And Johnny was saying all the things that we thought of. So, and I think this is again where like it's just having Johnny being the focal point. I think really made this movie.
Yeah.
um. So yeah, so
And
he's trying to
then
figure it out, and then I think that's when they come up with the. Well, I know Reed's coming up with a plan, and they're talking about the teleporters, right?
they haven't figured out the teleporting yet.
Okay, okay. So that's why I didn't want to jump around too much.
They do test the teleporter.
Right. That's why I was like, I thought they did like at least a test run or something at that point.
But that's just like because it's a side project that Reed's working on. It's not necessarily.
He has the egg going back and forth. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's funny because the power goes out and then Johnny just Reed's like, Johnny.
He knows it was him.
Light up a little bit.
I actually love that too, even with Reed and Johnny, because it's just so well done. Of like, the two of them interacting, where he's almost like trying to help him with that teleporter. It's, again, like you're just not used to this intelligence from Johnny, so it's very interesting.
Yeah. And it's refreshing. It's like, oh, he has a reason to be here now.
Yeah, and where Sue is usually more. Again, I love seeing this character development, and or at least a change where even Sue's the more calm, reserved. She's usually very quiet. She's not speaking up as much. Even in the previous movies, where here she's speaking up a lot more often, and is definitely wearing more emotions on her sleeve and being very forthright with them. And it's just like, you know, like she's not having it. Like she is, especially when after Franklin's born. Like she just is, she's like, I'm not gonna sacrifice family for anything. Like she's very like, even getting mad at her own team with her brother and her husband and Ben and everything. Like, so I love that she just stood her ground, because I anyone, man or woman, with like a strong conviction. I love that, because it's just like, don't move your beliefs there and what you feel is the right thing to do. And she was like the epitome of that. I think Sue, besides Johnny, Sue definitely was a close second on that focal point of this movie, because even the speech that she delivers later as well. So I think having the brother and sister here was great. I mean, Pedro Pascal did amazing, so did Ben as well. But it's just like, I think some of the best like moments came from the two of them with Sue and Johnny. So I really enjoyed that. So again, just because I know all these tidbits, I'm just trying to make sure I'm remembering them in order. So
so then they discover that like planets are disappearing,
and that's what. Oh yes, I'm glad you said that, because when the Galactus first came, they didn't understand what he meant. Which, to be fair, if I was one of the Fantastic Four, I would have questioned the same. When they say devour, what does he mean? Like, are we literally going to be eaten? Is he just gonna like drain our energy, kind of like a soul sucking type of thing? Like that type, they don't know what he means. They've never seen Galactus before, never heard of him. And then when they actually do the research and look at other planets, or they hear those signals of like the people literally like screaming, like it's a little horrifying to kind of a little jarring to hear. Where like Rita's like the planet is literally not there. Like it's not even like broken in half or anything. Like it's gone. Like
it's just gone.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't exist. Like it never existed. So then that's when they're like horrified. Now they don't know what to do, because like they're like, okay, this is not just him trying to kill people individually or like killing all the humans. This is the planet will be gone. So like I think they're finally under that impression of like, okay, this is how terrifying Galactus is. But go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. That was good. So then they're starting to make the plan of like, okay, we're gonna go up there and we're gonna explore what is going on here. Like why are things disappearing? Let's go and figure this out. And then so they get in the ship, they load up everybody and Herbie.
Yes.
Reed had made Sue a new suit for like a maternity suit.
Yeah.
And then we discover that the ship has like this other attachment that they can link onto to like launch into faster than light travel.
Yes, it could do like a hyperspeed. Yeah.
So they do that and they warp to the planet, and like in like the next planet in like the pattern of what's going on here.
Right.
And right as they get there, like they see the planet and they're like, is something supposed to be happening? And then it just starts crumbling from the inside.
Yeah, it's insane. Like how.
And I absolutely loved that moment of just like it's all falling apart. And Galactus's ship is being revealed from the inside.
Yeah, so like
It's like,
it was very
oh,
interesting because I've always there's been other movies with Galactus. He's been talked about where he does that's always been who he is. He's the devourer of planets, but they never actually showed it. And even for me too, I was like, as much as I even know about Galactus, it's like, what exactly do they mean? Because and now since he's more omnipotent, I guess is the best word to say, he can grow to any size. I mean, he could literally be bigger than the planet and probably outright swallow it. But that's not really what happens here. I guess it's literally his ship and where he is, where it's literal absorption from the inside out. And this planet is just crumbling, like you said, now that's gone. So I guess that's the way that he devours, where it's not like,
the first time I encountered Galactus and Silver Surfer growing up was in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game.
Yes, me too. Yep.
Yeah. So in that one, he has a couple of different forms. So like in the comics, he can change what form how big he is, basically.
Right.
But usually he stays around like the size of a skyscraper, like he is in this. And there he had like energy rods that would like penetrate into the planet for him to absorb the energy until the planet disintegrates.
Right. So that's very interesting because that was very educational. I didn't know all this time, so many years. We're like, how does Galactus do what he does? It doesn't make sense for him to just open his mouth and swallow it.
It's different every time. I love how they did it here, where it's like the ship will like basically shred up a planet and then turn it into like this magma energy that then gets pumped into him, like directly into him.
Yes. Yeah, he literally has like all these tubes in him, like it's crazy. Like he's shooting up or something. Like it's crazy. I was like, oh my god.
So they find the ship and then they just they get caught in a tractor beam and get pulled inside the ship.
And and then they meet him, right?
Yeah. So as they land, they tell Herbie to go off and collect samples. And here's where I thought they were going to do what the comic did.
Ooh,
because in the comic, the way that Reed defeats Galactus for the first time is like they don't know what's going on. They don't know how to stop this like insanely powerful being. So Reed sneaks on board his ship and finds this gun. And what the gun does, it's called the Ultimate Nullifier.
Okay, that sounds insane.
And really what it does is if you shoot someone with it, it erases them from history.
Oh shit.
Like they never existed.
Literally cease to exist.
And yeah, you cease to exist and you never existed in the first place.
Like erases your history? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, just completely gets rid of you on the timeline.
Oh,
so Reed steals that and threatens Galactus with it, and that's how they defeat him.
Which makes sense. I don't think I want to be shot by that either.
Yeah. So when Herbie went off on his own to go collect samples and explore, I thought, oh, are they going to find the Ultimate Nullifier?
That would have ended the movie very quickly. That would have been funny though.
I was like, are they going this route? But we also have Franklin coming, so it's like
that would have made sense. Yeah, because that was like halfway through the movie at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a good halfway point. Yeah. So, but that's very interesting. I would have even thought that.
Because also, there's been a time or two where Reed just points Franklin at Galactus, and because Galactus knows how powerful Franklin is, he leaves.
He just leaves. Oh, he knows. But and this is where it comes, where I think he senses this power, and he really wants Franklin now, and that's where at this point in the movie where more of the turning point comes. Like we know Silver Surfer came. They show the montages with the previous villains, how they are living in harmony, how the years have passed, or at least 9 months because she had the baby, and they're just living regularly, and then now they're trying to figure out what to do with the teleporter. Galactus sees Franklin and can sense that energy, and they don't even know about it because Reed and Sue are not even aware of it yet. So now they're a bit confused why he even wants him so bad.
Oh, by the way, Ralph Ineson as Galactus is perfect. Like,
I mean,
I don't think you could have cast anyone better.
I didn't clock anyone in this movie. Like, they all did such a good job that I would just have not even batted an eye at any of them. I mean, Galactus did beautifully too. It's just something, every
Like,
character added that emotion to it.
like Ralph Ineson, I've loved him since I saw him in Final Fantasy 16.
Right.
He's one of my favorite characters.
I still gotta play that, by the way.
He just like he just immediately has this booming voice that is just like,
Is he one of the main characters?
Oh my god, just keep talking. Yeah. He's like one of the main secondary characters of Final Fantasy 16.
Of the protagonist. Okay. Now
yeah.
I look up. I feel like if I play it now, not seeing the movie twice, I would just immediately recognize him. I mean, is it like his same voice, or does he change the voice?
I mean,
not exactly like Galactus, I'm assuming.
There's not a whole ton he can do with his voice. He doesn't exactly have a ton of range.
Oh, yeah.
But he is a great actor. Like, he's also in, like, he's in basically every Robert Eggers movie.
Oh.
From, like, The Witch to The Northman. I'm not...
Oh, The Witch. I love that movie. He's in that?
I never...
No
yeah,
way.
he's the dad.
Oh, that is him. Yo. And for those of you, that was a 2015 movie, definitely see it. That is slow creep. I mean, it was very well done. Yeah, Ralph Ineson, oh, him. Now that I see the face, I'm like, God, that face is hard to miss.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he's been in a decent amount of movies.
As soon as he got cast as Galactus, I was like, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like Nosferatu. Oh, he was in Guardians? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he had like a little cameo role.
Yes, his Guardians of the Galaxy. And he was in Deathly Hallows in Harry Potter. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like looking at his like
about that.
IMDb page over here. Interesting. Yes, and he was in Game of Thrones. I think that's where I mainly recognize his face from, is Game of Thrones initially. But I'm like, oh yeah, he's been, wow, so many things I didn't even think of. But
I always forget who's in Game of Thrones because so many people were, and they all went on to be like massive stars.
Pedro was there. Pedro was there too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and that show really did shoot some of them to stardom. Although some of them were probably already decently known, that definitely helped.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, even so, right after Galactus' ship, and I think they want Franklin there. Is that when they kind of does Galactus make that proposal? Like, I just want to make sure I'm not out of order here about like leaving the planet alone. Okay.
So Galactus is like, so when they first get pulled in by the tractor beam, there's a scanner beam that like locks onto. It scans the whole ship, but then it locks directly onto the unborn Franklin.
Okay. And
then it pulls the ship in. So, as they're walking in, Johnny gets to talk to Silver Surfer again,
and that's when he asks her what did you say to me when I was hanging on your board
when they were in space, yeah, and she's like, oh, I forget what the
I know I was trying to remember too, and I'm like,
it's like
it was very simple. She didn't say anything crazy.
It was like
something about the dead, right? Something about death.
It was like die with yours, or something like that.
Yeah, because I think for her it was more like, at this point,
but
there's a.
It's like a somber thing of like be with the ones you love because you're going to all die soon.
Yeah, it was very, and it was in her language, it was maybe like a few words, but it's just that it's something where, she's been with Galactus long enough from what we gather at that point and how many planets she's seen him eat, and that with the original Silver Surfer and just like with Shaw Ball's background, that she does let them know that she goes, because they're like, how could you even do this? You don't seem so heartless. How are you okay being with Galactus? And that's when she gives the backstory of like, that he only saved my planet because I became the Silver Surfer, and that was a choice that I made. So not her wanting to do it, but she is being forced into this. Yeah. So,
and that's later on, like near the end, when she describes all that.
Right, and then that was just more of like her background with that, of just like why she's doing it. But it's just I think in the other movies it's been the same thing. even like previous
Mhm.
with the original Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
I think that's the
none of
same
the
thing.
heralds really want to do what they're doing.
Yeah, it doesn't
Um,
because it even
because
I think in the 2002 movie, the Jessica Alba's Sue says it to him as well, and she's like, you don't. She's like, you seem like this really sweet person. She's like, why are you doing this? And it's the same thing. So,
yeah,
I think that story has remained unchanged, but
yeah, pretty much. That again, there's not really many ways you can mess up Silver Surfer. Um, it's a very simple character,
yeah, yeah.
but
I mean,
when it's done really well, you can tell.
yeah,
Like,
and I think Shia LaBeouf had more of, and not that he didn't in the 2002 version either, but I don't know, it just felt more like down to earth with her. Like you could connect with her as a viewer more than the one in
yeah,
2002.
that's the thing. Like, again, it comes back to the whole like, oh, they're just doing the thing, because a lot of times comic characters are written like people, like normal people,
Yeah.
and when they're like changed to be like these cool adaptations, you end up losing a lot of
The
the
human
like
part of them.
emotional. Yeah, you lose a lot of the emotional like grounding to them.
Yeah.
And so now that they're just like, okay, let's just open the comic and put that on screen, then it's like, yeah, yeah, no, it like you end up keeping a lot of that emotional grounding with the characters because it's already there. You just gotta use what's there.
No, yeah, no, and that's what it is when she explains to him too about, uh, what the saying meant. And I think I almost giggled a bit because I guess it was supposed to be a poignant moment, but it's like it was basically her way of saying it is what it is, right? Like, it's just like
Yeah,
you can't like you're not gonna stop this, and this is what's gonna happen, and it's happened like so many other times before with
it's
her
like
being with him.
spend your final moments with the ones you
Yeah,
love,
yeah.
and yeah.
So, and then Johnny's like, and I think that's when his demeanor kind of changed towards her a bit. 'Cause he was like, oh, so
Yeah,
even though later on,
but
he still kind of feels for her, but it's just at that
but
point.
because she said that, later on he's able to use that as a Rosetta Stone for the language.
Yes, yes, and then that's when he's like, oh, this is what this
Hmm.
translation means. So, I mean, even figuring that out is amazing. I mean, most people can't just decipher a language like that. Like,
Yeah.
that's very advanced. What he even had to do to get to that point and listening to the, what was going on in the antenna and everything,
Hmm.
and with the reception that Reed was receiving there. So I thought that was very interesting, and that part on the ship is more of a turning point because not only where he gets to find out what she says, how they finally meet Galactus for the first time, but now more of a kind of where you're getting into like almost Act Two of the movie. Now it's the second half of like, oh, okay, like it's not just Galactus randomly coming to Earth now. Specifically, we have a chance to save it, but now he wants Franklin, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah. So they
yeah,
get to Galactus, and he's like, I can sense in that baby
mm-hmm.
that there is power beyond my own, and
Yeah,
I've been here since the beginning of galaxies,
yeah,
and like I am going to offer to leave you all alone if I can take the baby and give it my hunger.
and that's the thing too is that
Um,
everyone in the theater at this point is probably like jaw drops because you don't expect this. Like you already know he's gonna devour the planet. It's what he does. But like with the baby, it's like okay,
yeah,
now we're gonna get into some emotional parts of like do they or don't they, and
and it gives Galactus stakes too, where it's like not only is he just like this massive threat that is
mm,
just like he's not just a force of nature. He's like I have been hungering for millennia,
yeah.
and this is my chance to be free of this.
So
So I'm going to do whatever I can
exactly,
to get rid of this hunger.
and that's another thing too. And maybe I could ask you because you know more of the comic books, but I've never seen that growing up. Whether it's a game, cartoon, movie adaptation, where it's something where Galactus is just evil, and like he will always make the same speech for the most part of like, I am the devourer of
the
devourers. I do want to eat
the
this
most
planet, but here he seems very like almost like lamenting. Like he's so tired of this.
Yeah,
He just wants to be rid of this hunger, and like almost like you
the
almost kind of feel
most
bad for him a little bit.
the most evil Galactus usually ever gets is just he's a force of nature. Like there's no stopping
Yeah,
it.
for him, it's just like
It's going to
I
happen.
feel like in his
Like
eyes, it's just like this is just the way things are. This is not me because like I hate you guys or I just don't. I want to kill the people on this planet. That this is how it is, and I think that's why even with Charlotte Ball's statement again, like the roundabout way of saying it, it is what it is, because it's just it's not us doing this purposely to be evil. This is the way of things, and it's just something where you almost feel a little bad for him. Where it's like Galactus just really. Because at first you're like, okay, he wants Franklin because he wants to devour the baby to take the powers for his own. I thought that too. A lot of people in the theater thought that, but then you're like, oh, he just really wants to get. He's tired of this. Like he wants to get rid of it. So it's like, am I feeling bad for Galactus? You know, like it's just like having that infinite hunger for him, where again this emotion that you don't expect from a character, where he's always been shown as emotionless. I'm gonna eat your planet, and that's it. You have to defeat the Galactus. There was actually more to him for the first time ever.
And yeah, Rio, yeah, it's like he can't help the hunger, exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to be the new Galactus, but not more because he wanted more planets to be destroyed. He just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. He doesn't want it for himself.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't want to do this.
Yeah, he's over it. Like he's like, and he literally has this. I mean, if you see the movie, you almost feel a little bit bad for him too, because in the other, and even in cartoon adaptations, he seems much more active and more of a force to be reckoned with. Where here, it's almost like the way he's tied to that chair with all the tubes. It almost seems like he's on like a deathbed thing. It's really weird. Like he literally like he's so hungry to the point like when you get hangry, but like for him on like a planetary level, or like he literally can't function without this planet's energy. He just can't move.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting to see it in that way, where you just, like if he's almost like vegetable state. It was very weird. So like
yeah, it is very much a curse.
Yeah.
Like
so that's it makes me want to go into him more because I don't know much about him.
In that Jonathan Hickman run, I'm still gonna recommend you read the book just because it's.
No, yeah, I still have a recommendation.
Really
I'll still read it on my own time. Yeah, for sure.
There's a segment the one that I wanted to go over was, basically a future Franklin comes back.
Okay.
And in the future, he is actually Galactus, and Galactus is his herald.
Oh, so it actually went through and they gave him the baby? Or Franklin did it of his own free will?
Different circumstances, but basically, like, he becomes so powerful that Galactus is his herald.
Oh, okay. That's insane. Galactus to be the herald? Did they put him in silver? That'd be funny.
Galactus, the heralds of Galactus, the only ones that are silver are the Silver Surfers.
Oh. Okay.
There have been several other ones that all have different power sets.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, like there's one that is like Human Torch was one of them for a bit.
He was.
There was one that had similar powers to like Captain Marvel.
Ooh, that would be powerful.
Yeah. Like
Captain Marvel's insane.
I can't remember the name of her though. It's like something with a W. I can't remember what. But like Power Rangers with different colors.
I mean, why not? I mean, at this point, Galactus could choose anyone to be a herald, really, because he gives them.
Yeah,
the powers come from him. Yeah.
At one point, Thor was a herald of Galactus, which was actually a really good comic run as well.
God, I don't even know how you would stop him. Jesus.
I mean, I could spoil it for you, but
I mean, no, but I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent. But that's very interesting. I definitely got to read some of these. I'm still gonna read the recommendation you gave me. I mean, it wasn't like too expensive. I'll still buy it and still read it. But
yeah, no, it's. I love those little like compact editions. DC does it too, where it's like if you want to read this like classic comic run, here's this smaller book that is much cheaper than like a full like hardcover
compendium.
Yeah, and like it's got the whole story. You still get it, and it's really accessible for anyone to just pick up and read. They started making these little compact editions to be able to like put in bookstores.
Instead of just like specifically comic stores. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
and
actually that's smart because I mean
yeah,
even when I
no,
used to go to Barnes and
it's been one of
Noble,
the it's
yeah.
been one of the smartest things they've done in a while.
As I even comics and manga I've picked up even at Barnes and Noble when I was just looking for a regular book and then a regular
Mhm.
novel to read, and sometimes I would pick up a comic or two or a manga as
Like,
well. So like
let me
you do find them there
I'll grab
sometimes.
it and show you. It's
No, go ahead,
my
please do.
camera.
Oh, you have it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, Rio
Yeah.
said he would be incredibly powerful. That yeah, Thor would be close to unstoppable, and he is
Oh,
currently
of
kind
course.
of.
Now that I grab this, I have connectivity issues. So I don't know how well you can see this,
Let me
but
see if I highlight here. Hold on. No, because he
it's
looked
just
he looked pretty fine before. What the hell? They're like, oh, you can't. The game is censored, or
like
well,
as
it's
soon
comic
as
book.
I
It's
get
comic
up
book.
to
But.
to do this.
So it's and that's the cover for the book you wrote. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Can you say the name? I can't see it.
It's called Solve Everything. From the so DC calls them the compact editions.
Right.
Marvel calls them the Premier Collection.
Ah,
So
Premiere. Yeah, because I think the ones that we've done already with Mr. Miracle and stuff. Yeah, it was compact edition. Okay, so premium collection for Marvel. I got it. Okay.
no, we the ones we've done so far were the full thing. No, compact edition is
Oh.
like much smaller, like size wise,
Oh, okay. So then, because I was gonna say, I was like,
and it's like a book. It's not like a graphic novel. It's like
oh, it's a book. Okay, yeah, because I
and
know,
do I look a bit clearer now?
yeah, 'cause it's like when you lean for. I guess when you got up, the camera like freaked out a little bit.
So here's the book. It is just like a book. um,
Oh, okay, yeah, because that's why I
yeah,
almost
and
thought it was
then
like
internally
it was.
is
Do
the
you know like
comic.
like the Switch games or like the Nintendo Wii games? It looks like a cover like that size. That's why I almost thought it was like a video game for a second, and I was like, oh. And then now you're showing it as like it is a regular like novel. Okay, cool. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's just not even with the panels and stuff like that, or is it still panels?
Yeah, it's still panels.
They just made it
It's
like an
just the
actual
book.
book.
Yeah, it's just a book.
Like just
You don't
the size.
necessarily need to see the details as long as you can just see that it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
no.
smaller,
I'm glad you
smaller
showed it like
book.
that. Yeah, I see that. You wouldn't even pick it out amongst like a row of other books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Interesting.
and they look good on shelves. So.
Yeah, and no, and there's that too. Because I know Mr. Miracle is probably one of the ones that was our longest read, but I didn't even feel that one. That was so damn good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so yeah,
What?
yes. Oh no, sorry. No, I was just gonna say like I guess going back to the movie there. So I know that. So yes, they leave the ship there, and again that was great with Galactus, but just kind of like almost feeling for him in a way and seeing more of him because typically like in any adaptation, whether it's cartoon movie, whichever, it's like a 2-second intro for him. Like it's not anything big. They gotta stop him. That's the end of it. Like that. Here there was a bit more. Going back to Earth, there's something where, and I already knew.
Whoa, we skipped over one of the best sequences of the movie.
Oh wait, which part?
The chase sequence.
Oh. Yeah, because it's something where I think it's that I think that for me that was a very good sequence. Are you talking about when like she's actively trying to kill them now?
Yeah.
Yes, but you could go more into that. I didn't really like delve into that too much in my own head, so I kind of like
Like I loved that sequence not only because of like how they were showing off Silver Surfer's power, because
she was almost
after
unstoppable. It was crazy.
after they reject Galactus's deal, he sends the Surfer after them,
Yep.
and
They weren't gonna leave that ship alive.
they managed to stun her long enough to where they can get onto the ship, and
luckily they have
take
hyperspeed
off.
now. If they didn't have that hyperspeed, they would have been screwed.
Yeah, no. They jump into into faster than light, and she's like quickly following them. Meanwhile,
In the hyperdrive,
Sue,
mind you, in the hyperdrive, you see her following them still.
yep, and then Sue starts going into labor
As they're being
and
chased.
it's like,
As they're being chased.
So Ben is trying to fly the ship, but then he puts it into autopilot so he can help out Sue. Reed, I love the moment where he like plants his feet on the ceiling to like hold her down.
Yeah.
Because since they're in 0G, they need to like, and she needs gravity to help. Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
um, Johnny is just trying to not get traumatized. Um,
He's like, oh no.
but meanwhile, he's also like shooting at Silver Surfer, who is like deflecting the shots and like surfing along the
Oh, that board
rim of
absorbs anything,
the
deflects
warp
anything.
drive.
Like, yeah, like I honestly don't know if I've ever seen them or an adaptation where they fully defeat them, because usually Silver Surfer ends up helping them at some point anyway. But like,
Yeah, because well, the thing is, Silver Surfer is so powerful that you can't really
yeah, you just have to
like
kind of evade him or
like
them.
they are one of the like pure embodiments of the power cosmic, which is one of the most powerful forces in the Marvel universe.
And coming from Galactus
So like,
himself.
yeah, and there's no way to really permanently stop a surfer. Um, at one point, he even gets like a symbiote, which is cool.
Like he needs that, Jesus.
There's a comic called Silver Surfer Black where he runs into
Not
Null,
bad.
the god of the symbiotes.
Oh, thank
Got
you.
it.
You did it faster than I did. I was trying. I was like, wait, where is it? I was trying. Oh, go ahead.
But that's the comic that actually introduces Null, the god of the symbiotes, and
Okay.
Silver Surfer is the first one to like confront them. It's a really good comic. We might cover it at some point.
No, yeah, I would love to. I'm definitely open to anything, because especially that I'm a huge fan of the Fantastic Four. I think I was telling you this when we first were talking about the movie coming out. So if there's any other Fantastic Four stuff, I'm open to it.
Technically, it's not like Fantastic Four.
Right? Yeah, because it's more him, but
Silver Surfer. But yeah,
it's adjacent enough.
It is a really good. It's a really good like one shot story.
Oh, okay. Good. We could do that for sure.
But yeah, so they're trying to do all of that, and then there's one point where she actually she gets inside their ship, because since Silver Surfer can like go through solid objects,
Yeah,
and like
she phases for
tries to
anything, yeah.
reach for Franklin and actually gets her fingers inside of Sue.
Like, yep. To just
and
take
then
the baby. I mean, that's her prime objective at this point. It's like, just get the she's doing it for Galactus. Yeah, she'll just get the baby.
And it's like it's very disturbing. But
I guess in that moment where it's so action
I think
packed.
that's when they kick in the faster than light.
Yeah, and they finally get away from her. But I think like there's so much action happening in that moment, and like I think even as a viewer, you're feeling frantic for them, because it's like, you know, like again, Reed's trying to hold her down. She's in actual labor. Ben's like trying to pilot the damn ship. Johnny's fighting her, and like I think there's so much going on that I guess that moment that you're talking about there, it didn't even really dawn on me as like something crazy creepy or anything, because it's just there's so much happening that it's just like you just want them to get out of there. But it is a lot at once to even pay attention to.
And then the Surfer damages their faster than light engine.
Yeah.
And they drop out right in front of a black hole.
The luck.
And they're like, what the hell are we gonna do now, basically?
Yeah.
And so they Reed quickly comes up with a plan to go into the like to start going into the path of the black hole, and then have Sue, while she's in labor, God, I hate these network issues. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to fix this before the next time we do this, hopefully.
No, of course.
But Sue, while she's in labor, masks the ship, except for the engine. They sacrifice the engine that goes into the black hole, which tricks Shala into following. and basically gets her stuck in the black hole. Then they use the energy from the black hole to slingshot back into faster than light to get home.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
feel like Shalabel should have
it's
seen that
just
coming
this,
because there's someone with them that has invisible powers, but it tricked her. It worked.
yeah. And it's just this really nail biting intense sequence.
It's
that
happening so quickly that you're like, it's even like you do have to see it almost a second time to kind of like notice everything that's going on. It's a lot that's happening at once.
And yeah, true. At least my audio isn't cutting in and out. You guys at least can still hear me.
No, yes.
But yeah, it's. I love that sequence so much. It's
yeah, because now you talking about it, yes, I do remember that whole sequence there. I guess I just kind of skipped more to some of the emotional scenes, but yes, there is a nice action sequence there, and it's just it's something where it is so hectic, but also hectic in a point that they do it well. Because there's some times where some action scenes in movies are just so all over the place, you kind of just don't even bother paying attention. Here, it's like it really keeps you enthralled, even though there is so much going on. So,
and meanwhile, it is still like showing part like the relationships between the characters. Like Ben's trying to take care of everyone. Reed has to like focus in and help Sue while also trying to think of this plan to get away from the surfer. Sue is somehow holding it together with everything going on and still being able to use her powers.
Mm-hmm.
And also Johnny is doing everything that he can, and it's just like you can see them working as a team and the relationships that have been built up to now. Like really just
you can see the trust they have in each other. I mean that scene was a perfect scene to really show how much they truly care and the camaraderie that is within that group.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, absolutely agreed. Yeah.
And then, so they get back home, and immediately they're swarmed with like press and media. Like,
what are you gonna do? How are you gonna save us? Yeah.
They
think that they did save them. Yeah, they think they did save them. Actually,
like, tell us about your most recent adventure, because that's
typically how it's been.
Yeah, and they're like, we didn't.
And now, I think that's the first time where everyone in the room went well, not the theater, but like in the movie, everyone went silent, and they didn't know how to even respond to them.
They're like, what do you mean?
What's going on?
And Reed's like, he asked too high a price for us. He asked for our son. And then everyone's like, why didn't you just, to save all of us, why didn't you do that?
Yeah, so that's the thing too, where I was a little like, I remember like kind of putting my hand on my forehead, and I think I saw a few people in the theater do that too. I think people were very mixed. I mean, personally, I don't think he should have even said that. I mean, I know he's very honest, and that's just his character. But it's like, until he should have figured out something that was, and you just got back from escaping like actual death from the Silver Surfer and trying to even, oh yeah, you're back.
Oh, cool. I adjusted the setting.
Oh, I guess that works.
I'm broadcasting at a lower quality. I'm broadcasting at 360p, but it's lessening the bandwidth to the point where maybe it's clearer.
Right. Are you also doing the 6,000 kbps? Maybe you could do 2,500 or 3,000.
Oh no! Wait, just because if I can control that on here.
Oh, okay. Because that's a little different, maybe.
Yeah.
Because sometimes cutting that in half will help too. But that looks like that works. So let's just keep it that way for now, and then whenever you stream, I guess put it back up so you don't stream at 360. But
so one thing with Reed, and he's been written this way in the comics before,
right?
And he's been and I think they really leaned into it here. I'm
Oh Jesus!
That was basically what you were getting before.
Oh yeah. Right. I was like, that's how that would look like, but 360 is nice, and we got it.
And I think they're really leaning into the fact that he is somewhere on the autistic spectrum.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think with a lot of high intellect people, it tends to be that way because they're not thinking on average intelligence level as other humans. And I think for other people, it also could come off that way because just the way that they interact, they don't understand social cues well usually. They're outside of those social norms, and it's because there's so much going on in their head and they know so much that for them it's being they're more direct and they're not as that's why sometimes Reed is shown to be a little dismissive of like emotions and feelings, and that's typically how an intellect person would act. It's not because they don't care about you, that's just how their interactions are. So I think here
they're usually juggling like several different things at once.
Even though again, on a personal level, whether he's running like that or not, I still don't think he should have done it, but I do understand from his character standpoint, he's also very truthful. He's not a liar, so like I could see him just him being asked, he just answered the question that was asked. But
yeah, and like in his mind, he's like, well, yeah, no, this is like no one would do this, like,
right. But I think,
so
but
they should understand.
But I
then they don't understand.
But right, and again, this is where I love what they did here, and this, like, if you want to call it like an act 2, like cutting the movie into halves here, where like now know this, they escape Silver Surfer, where Charlotte Ball, is not just talking to them, she outright was trying to murder all of them. So things that the energy has shifted here, and now they're back, and also the energy shifted again, just like in the Superman movie, where now you have the public being very against them. However, in the Superman movie, even though it was understood, Lex Luthor's just also a piece of shit, but and he just confused them. Where here, instead of being where the public was tricked into hating Superman, this is something where it is a true belief, because you as a viewer, really, the director did such a great job touching you as the viewer, where it's like, I also agree with them too. Like, it makes sense to just give up Franklin if it's going to save millions. Why would you not do that? And it's just something where, but at the same time, if you were a parent, a father or a mother, then would you give up your own child? Like, that's something where everyone was very 50-50. Even I was like, at the same time, though, as powerful as Franklin is, although they don't know that yet, obviously, Galactus
and that's why I like. We'll get there and talk more in detail about it.
Oh yeah, and then
that's why I love that leads
to Sue's speech on what it is, and and coming together, which is great. But I do understand. But you're right. At first, Reed is like, they would just understand that. So I think when they got upset, he wasn't understanding that. And that is something, like, again, like on the spectrum, I could see someone not getting it. They're just being direct. They're like, why would you be? I'm just telling you the truth. Why are you upset about it? So like, but then I already knew, and I called it just because I was like knowing Reed, and I'm not on that level of intellect. I just tend to. I think even when I was playing Expedition, a certain scene happened that we won't say, no spoilers. But when that happened, remember I told you that I got more emotional kind of with Lune, because I kind of understood her way of acting and like just how she is. I attach more to that because I'm kind of like that, where it's like I think very logical, even sometimes at the expense of some people's feelings. It's just because I know what needs to be done, especially for the better of everyone, and it's just, or to help the group. And I knew eventually that Reed would come around, and I know when he gave that look to Sue, she of course was gonna freak out at him. But I was like, he's gonna have to do it, because as smart as he is, he knows that is the right solution to give up Franklin. And I knew that scene was coming, and it is hard to see, to feel
that confrontation between the two of them.
That felt like a real, like, the husband wife getting into a fight, and it felt so legit. It just almost as like, again, these two movies. Sorry, go ahead.
You finish.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, because I know we keep correlating to Superman because they did release so closely together, and like, again, just where you see Superman is so rigid and he never laughs, and then that beginning part with him and Lois Lane just going at it, where seeing a real boyfriend girlfriend like kind of like interaction here and arguing, and when she's interviewing him, which is still my favorite scene in the whole fucking movie. Like that, Lois Lane did it. I forget the actress's name, but she did
the interview.
An amazing job of grilling him like that.
Rachel Brosnahan.
Ah, okay. Yes, because I remember you mentioned that before as well. No, she like went completely at him, and she also is never shown like that. Just very like, she's the lady that needs to be saved. She's falling off the buildings all the damn time, and like, they made her such a powerful character here.
If you ever get the chance, you should watch a show called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, I never even heard of that.
Because that's where she became a star. She's the lead character in it.
No way.
And it's about like one of the first female stand-up comic like.
Oh, Rio watched it. Cool. I didn't even heard of
it. It is such a good show, and that is why as soon as she was cast as Lois, I was like, yeah, this is perfect.
Wait, I'm putting this in my notes. How do you even Marvelous what? How do you spell?
Mrs. Maisel.
Marvelous Mrs.
Um,
Maisel. Oh yeah, I see it right here.
yeah,
Oh,
I think it's on
coming.
Amazon. Like,
And Lois is the focal point.
uh, Rachel Brosnahan's character, Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, the actress. Okay, so
Yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
she's the main character. Okay.
Yeah, she's the main character, and that's as soon as she was cast as Lois, I was like, yeah,
And
this is
that's why.
perfect.
Oh, so you knew that you already knew you liked her at that point. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, let me screenshot this. I'm gonna watch this later.
it's such a good show.
Richard Brosnan.
Um,
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Rio. Um, yeah, no,
but
and just comparing it to that, where it's just like, again, just that raw emotion where you kind of forget for a second that the Fantastic Four. It's like it's just seeing like just so any other husband and wife that is being told to give up their child for the greater good, like you can't accept that, and like it almost even the theater got like quiet because it's like we know what needs to be done, and the look that Reed gives her because he's never gonna say it out loud, and it's just like there's a lot of the poignant moments there, and I think that after that argument leading into Sue's speech of what she's like, of it being fully unacceptable, and she's gonna let the public know this because I think at this point Rio's in the public and he hasn't been successful, so I think she's like, I'm gonna do the addressing now. And she is an ambassador, so it makes sense for her to do it. She is like, I guess you consider it in that world like a mayor status at that point,
yeah,
if you want to put it that way.
and
So she addresses the public naturally, so I think she felt it was like, I need to do this now as a mother.
I like how there's like rather than it being uh like the press conference uh vibe of like when they first get back,
Yeah.
the when Sue goes out, like it's just her. She gets on the fountain or the structure that's outside, like
Oh, this was
in the
just a
front of the
random like
building.
gathering. Yeah, she just like, everyone
Yeah,
come around. She was on a megaphone. Yeah, like
yeah, and just she just starts speaking from the heart, and it's like we're we're not sacrificing our son for you all, but we're also not going to sacrifice you all for our son.
yeah. I think that was when
And
besides Shala Paul's entrance, which was a great saying, very memorable. That really stood out
mhm,
into my mind with Sue as well. There's so many poignant moments in the second half of the movie here where it gets emotional a few times. I mean, I think that especially when me and you were talking about Superman with so much hope, that really was that hope here. And again, where I felt that emotion too. I mean, I don't remember if maybe I did shed a tear or something, but it was very. I remember feeling so emotional, and it touched me, hearing this of how like we stick together here. Like, yes, we saved you guys, but you saved us. Like, this is not just us always saving the planet. We've done this together as a team, as a group, as
mhm,
as our planet here, and this is about family, and it's not just a family with me, my husband, and our son. Like, you are our family, we're yours. It's a back and forth here, and there is no separation. And hearing that
yeah,
was like the speech of a lifetime there. That's like, any mayor can learn from that speech. Like, that's how you motivate a group of people, where they finally where you could finally see the group and the public letting their guard down and be like, okay, you shouldn't do this, let's find a way. And before that, just a little bit before that, getting back to the argument too, where I felt so bad for Reed because we all knew he had to get to that point and make that decision, but his emotional breakdown, you could see him breaking.
yeah,
It's rough to watch. It really is. And it's just like, he's a father, he cares, but what do you do when you're one of the smartest people on the planet and you can't figure out a solution for this? And it's
yeah,
just like,
exactly.
and she knows that, but of course, she's being a bit more emotional about it. But even Johnny and
And
Ben know, like they're like, what do
and
we do?
also the build up to the scene was like they keep trying to brainstorm like
So much brain.
how
He's on that like
how are
10
we going
boards
to do
writing this
this,
shit. he's
and
freaking
like
out.
it keeps failing every single time he tries a different equation, and it's just nothing. There's no breakthroughs, no anything, and they're getting to a point where they're just like we need everyone's support or else we are not going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And so it just hits even harder when Sue goes out there and is like we're all in this together. Like
Yeah.
like no one is getting left out. No one is getting like
And I think,
discarded.
and I think just like very like comic cartoon I don't want to say it's a trope, but it was maybe timing of like a typical cartoon or like a comic where it's like after that speech and now everyone's back on their side again. I think like the light bulb kind of goes off because I think that's when they finally go to like, okay, oh, the teleporter thing, and then I think it was even
Yeah.
Reed, wasn't it? Johnny that kind of thinks about it actually at that point.
Yeah,
Out
yeah, because Johnny was there when they had tested
when
it,
he did the whole egg
and
thing. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, what about that but bigger? Like,
Yeah, and Rita's like, well, it's not just an egg. Like, these are people. Like, you know, it's like,
yeah.
which I get to because it's like, you know, they always go in other TV shows with like transporting particles, but an inanimate object to like living cells is so much different, hugely dangerous. But what else do we do unless we actually give up the baby? So like, now we get to the teleporter.
And so,
part. Yeah.
so their plan is to build massive teleporter spires throughout throughout the world, and then just warp the entire Earth to another area to just get them away.
Yeah, like literally just to hide them almost. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and by the time Galactus finds out where they went, it'll thousands of years will pass. Like,
yeah. So and you know, and that's where seems like a great plan. I mean, even as when you're first watching this movie, you kind of know that something may go wrong just because it's the amount of teleporters they would need, the amount of technology, the range, you know, and that's a lot of things that now they go into more of the schematics of it and the specifics of like what is needed for this to even work and how much range and what can be done. So I think they do a little bit of a montage of trial and error here as well. Of what works.
Trying to get the teleporter to work and on what scale can they do it, and eventually they get everyone across the world to start building it.
Yeah, and finally, like the public is like, okay, let's do this. Like they're on board.
And it gets time to do it. They call up everybody. And like they even do like a power curfew so that they can like build up power to be able to use it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, because it literally takes all the power of the entire planet. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Everything goes black. Yeah.
And so they activate it, and it looks like it's gonna work. It's almost there, and then the towers start exploding.
Yeah.
And it's one after the other. And it's Shala.
Yeah. And she knew at least what they were doing, but because I think that's the thing, like Galactus himself is very slow and he's almost like, you know, too lethargic to do anything, but she's still watching. She's literally like keeping an eye until he gets there, basically. So like I guess they didn't think about that part. She came and just
they thought with her being stuck in the black hole, it would give them more time.
Yeah, and she got out quicker than they thought. Yeah.
Because she's more powerful than she looks.
Yeah, she's she's very much more powerful than she looks. Yeah.
And then she goes to destroy the New York one, but then Johnny redirects her. While they have been figuring all of that out, he's been using what she said as a Rosetta Stone, which if anyone who doesn't know what that is basically like a key word or phrase that you can use to decipher an entire language.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah. So, which is again why making him a language expert was really cool.
Yeah.
So with him taking that like "die with yours" phrase, he was able to then decipher the rest of her language and learn about her backstory and learn about all these signals that have been being sent since the beginning of the movie.
Like he found out about it and confronted her with it.
Mm-hmm.
The guilt, you know, that's one thing. If brute force doesn't work, the guilt trip works.
And I love how he does it, where he plays the signal off of all like the Times Square billboards, and like.
Oh yeah, he makes her feel like total shit. Like it is literally every. I mean, and when you hear, if you guys haven't seen the movie, when you do, when you hear these signals, it is very terrifying because you're just hearing the screams of these people as this planet is being devoured. I mean, it's intense. And
it's the screams of all the people, but also the one of her language is them praising her. of being like, thank you for getting,
Because you saved
thank you for
us.
taking him away.
Yeah. But then
And
at what
so
cost? Because everyone else died for it. So it's there's always a
yeah,
cost there, you know.
so then he uses that to be like, we are trying to do the same thing you were. And I love seeing her origin too. Like, it was,
Yeah.
that was really neat. And um like the whole beach sequence. But so eventually she's like, I can't do anything to stop him from coming,
Right.
but I will leave you alone, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and that's the thing too. It's like it's already too late. He is on the way, but it is something where I'm not gonna try to actively murder you anymore. But
Yeah.
I think she, he pulled on her heartstrings. I mean, when she heard that part, especially with her people in her own language, like I think it just emotionally broke her, and it's something
Mm.
where that part of her is not gone. God knows how many years she's been doing this for him. They don't really get into that, but
Yeah.
um, you don't forget that, and she knows what she did at the, and a lot of us may have done the same. This is where like there's a lot of these decisions that are not so clear cut here, even with the premise of the movie. Like when there's the plot twist there of like instead of him just eating the planet, he wants Franklin. It's even more believable because I think in other movies, like if it was if it was like Thanos or Darkseid or whoever, you wouldn't trust that, right? Like you'd be like, okay, like even if we give him Franklin, he's gonna probably destroy us anyway, like because
Yeah.
they are evil, but because Galactus is more like this is what it is because this is the nature of things, and I actually do want to get rid of this. You do believe Galactus will actually save the planet if they give up Franklin. Like you don't believe he would double back on that.
Yeah, no.
So I think that makes it more believable too, where there's more stakes. Because with other villains, I would have thought the same thing. I'd be like, you might as well not give him the baby. He's gonna kill you guys anyway. Like that, I think other villains would have done that anyway. So Galactus seems a bit more believable there, and Silver Surfer was never really like truly like this villain either. So I think there's a lot more where the emotions do play a bigger part as opposed to other heroes and villains.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then so after that ugh, brain.
I can see that too, Rio. But well, he wouldn't though. That's the thing. Like the way that he is explaining it is that he wouldn't be the Herald anymore, especially if he gave Franklin his powers. He doesn't want that hunger. He's gone. So if the planet were to be eventually devoured, that would be by Franklin, I guess, because he would have the abilities. But like Galactus would be a non-threat at that point if he gave up the hunger. So it is more believable that Galactus would be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because Galactus just wants to be free of it all. Like that's but he's going to do whatever he can to get the baby.
Of course.
Which
he's doing for his selfish reasons, and but everyone's doing their own reasons here, so it's like what's right or wrong. It gets a little blurred at some point.
So so Reed comes up with a backup plan where they use the final tower that is in the middle of New York.
Literally.
And their plan is to just bait Galactus into the tower and then warp him somewhere else.
That's thousands of years away, so he'll be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically warp him wherever they were about to send Earth.
Yeah. But now using just like one, or I think it's two of them actually, right? It was like a signal that bounces back and forth, or was it on its own?
I think it was just on its own.
It was just the one, right? Okay, yeah. But again, all these multiple poignant scenes incoming, or these like emotional scenes, like are really starting to get there, and how they lead him there. I am generalizing it a bit. I mean, there's probably a bit more that happens in between of when he finally gets, because I think at this point when they finally have the idea, she destroyed the towers. They had the whole scene with all the images, and Johnny finally gets through to her. And now they're skimming back to the action of like where Suwon first is not on board with it, but they're like it's the only way, and they have to use Franklin as bait to get him there.
Yeah.
So, which of course, as a mother, I wouldn't.
Reed's like, Franklin will be safe. The container that he's in is unbreakable. Like,
yes. Like he can't crush it or anything, or absorb him or anything. So,
yeah.
But as we know, typical hero stuff, it goes wrong.
And then also they reach out to Mole Man and they're like,
"Yep,
we're going to be baiting Galactus into the city. We need to evacuate everyone. Can we put them in Subterranea?"
Yeah, which is the smartest thing they could have done. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, and at first he's like, and then Sue asks him nicely, and since he has a soft spot for Sue, he's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, because he really didn't want to. But it is something. I mean, come on. Like at the same time, we're all saving each other. Like if he devours the planet, Subterranean is gone too. Like they have nowhere to go. So
Yeah,
I think he kind of knew in his head. I'm sure he did it for Sue, but he knew it's like this is the best for everyone, for his people too.
Yeah, so they load up everyone in the city, evacuate them,
Yep.
and then set up the whole thing. And then Galactus comes down in his floating chair, which I appreciated.
Right.
Because
They didn't barely ever show that either. He usually is just standing.
Yeah. like he does have the floating chair, and I'm glad they showed that off. I love the scene of him just looking over at the Statue of Liberty, like what is this? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then he just starts walking through. Apparently, the sequence of him walking through the city, it was touched up with CGI, but
Right.
that is just Ralph Ineson in a suit walking through a model version of New York.
Right. And that's usually how they make them look like gigantic, like in Power Rangers and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that actually was him. It wasn't full CGI. Okay, so it was him walking
Yeah.
through. Interesting.
Yeah, like he's posted a bunch of pictures of him in the suit, and like
I gotta go to his Instagram.
He loved being Galactus.
I gotta add him on Instagram. I'm sure he has pictures on Insta. And yes, yeah. I mean, that's a typical comic book trope. That's just something where if it's confined to that issue, they're just not there for whatever reason.
Which is what I really love about what they're doing with the DC universe right now, is because like anyone can show up at any point.
Oh yeah, DC's making it open. I mean, and I guess they're trying to make it more realistic. Like, hey, like especially in New York City, where like there's at least like 6 Marvel characters there, probably more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, where are they? But whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, like I love that. Like I know I talked a lot about it in our Superman review, but I love that point where it's like the Justice Gang's taking care of an interdimensional imp in the background while Superman's trying to find his dog. Like
Yeah, like they really do band together, but they do it in a way that doesn't seem all over the place. I actually really appreciate how Superman did it.
And you're not left going, oh well, where are they? What are they doing during this? It's like, yeah, they're back there. They're doing the thing. We don't need to focus on them.
They're helping. Yeah. They're helping. They're there. They're doing something. No, yeah, that was actually really well done in the Superman movie as well.
Yeah.
But yes, and I know you were talking, but yeah, so when he's stumbling through the city, I mean, which is basically now we're getting to the ending of the movie here.
Yeah.
The
yeah, exactly. They're in the background doing logistics.
yeah, literally. I mean, but it's good to see those cameos of like, okay, like they're just like, where are they? They are there, even if it's like 2 seconds.
I think it also helps in this movie that like it looks like the Fantastic Four are the only superheroes.
Yes, it does come off that way. I mean, and again, that it's just a movie thing because I guess you have the confines of a movie. You have a time limit. You're not trying to make the movie too long because in the cartoons they could extend it over multiple episodes. I mean, typically what I've seen, it's actually one of my favorite episodes. I think it's either the Fantastic Four cartoon or Spider-Man's cartoon. I forget which cartoon they put it under that episode. But when Galactus does come, all of them do come out. Like Spider-Man's there, all the Fantastic Four. I think even Ghost Rider tries to do the penance on him. Like they fuck Galactus up. Like it's a lot of them. I think Daredevil comes out. Like they're all there. Like when Ghost Rider came out, that was crazy.
I think it was the Spider-Man.
It was Spider-Man's
It was on
show,
the Spider-Man show, but like it was a crossover. With
but they all came out. Yeah. So like, trust me. Like when they fight Galactus, this is not. It's the same thing. Like even with like Carnage in the comic books. Like there's some of these villains that typically that one person cannot handle on their own, and like everyone comes out of the woodworks for that. So like it's
I love a good event comic.
Oh my god, me too. Like that is still one of my. I probably seen that episode of Spider-Man like what over 20 years ago, and I still remember that. Like it was just like I saw it yesterday. Like it so well done how they jumped him. Like it was insane, and like and even then Galactus was still giving them a run for their money. So to see how powerful he is, where he was fighting like 10 or 12 superheroes and they were still having a hard time. Well, Ghost Rider, whatever he's called, I think he's technically I don't even know if he's anti-hero. He's probably just more villain, I guess, kind of, because he kills you.
No,
but I guess anti-hero, right?
He's an anti-hero because he only goes after evil. So
yeah, I guess I just think the way he does it is a very horrific manner. But other than that, like, I mean, he has a skeleton on fire, so I guess that makes it fits his character. Yeah, definitely anti-hero there. Yeah, and exactly right. Even all of them together, they could barely fight him off. Galactus usually gives him a very hard time. So I
Yeah,
do like
usually
it.
whenever Galactus shows up, it's like, oh, this is a problem. Like,
Yeah, this is gonna be an event.
everyone
We're
needs
gonna
to
see
get
other
there.
heroes pop up. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen where Galactus has popped up where they fought them on their own. And he is more a Fantastic Four villain, but yeah, that one it was more with Spider-Man and I think he searched out the Fantastic Four because they typically fight him. So then that's when like everyone just came out and started helping them. And even with Carnage, the same thing had happened as well, where it was so many heroes. Attempt to get rid. But yeah, well, and now yeah, I mean, don't even get me started on that. Now I feel like it's so complicated in multiverses, but it works in this context. Yeah, it's multiverses, God knows. But
I mean, that's technically what they did in Fortnite.
oh my God, yeah. Jesus, freaking Fortnite. I feel like Fortnite you can do absolutely anything you want, though.
That was a cool event though when Galactus showed up.
That's one thing I will give Fortnite when they have some collabs, even if it's like with certain singers or celebrities, like they do it really. I remember the only time I actually played Fortnite was Troy had told me that I guess it was an Ariana Grande event, and there's like a whole intro that they did. Like when you start the game, it's like a whole event that you can do. Like some of her songs are playing in the background, and like you could literally jump on the sound waves. Like it was actually pretty cool. Like they made the sound waves like a stage or something. It's like you're jumping around on it, and you got all these cool skins for it and stuff like that. And it was super fun.
It's a really cool game.
It is fun.
The community makes it unbearable sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure they're probably the most toxic community like in the gaming community. I wouldn't be besides League. I think League will always hold that top spot, but yeah. Fortnite's probably a close second or third at least. But yes, no, sorry. I know we're trying to get back to Galactus walking through the city. Go ahead, you were talking about it, so I'll let you finish.
So then they have it all set up and they're waiting for him to get closer, and right as he gets to the edge of the triangle, he stops. And he's like, there's something wrong here.
And everyone in the theater was like, "Oh fuck!" Like they're like, he figured it out. Yeah.
And so he scans the container, and then he scans the tower, and he starts walking towards the tower.
And they're like, "What is he doing?"
So they're like,
because they expect him to grab the baby.
We've got to figure out something. So then everyone starts trying to stop him, but not doing very well.
I mean, he was basically. I mean, he's like the definition of immovable. And then I think this is where they're showing some of the scenes where he literally, I think, flicked Johnny like he was a mosquito.
Yeah,
it's like that thing went flying like it's probably to another city.
Yeah, he nearly threw Thing into space. Like
yeah, like I actually yeah he did because that's when finally I guess we kind of skipped over it because we were just like trying to get to the meat of the movie, but throughout this whole movie, there's always the joke that he's never said his clobbering time, which everyone knows him for. And Johnny keeps poking him like, say the thing, and he never wants to say it, right? So finally, when he goes into space and Johnny saves him, he drops him back. But go ahead, sorry.
I was saying because it's the catchphrase from the cartoon. So he's like, I don't know if I've ever said that. I might have said it like once, but like the cartoon every episode, like, it's got me saying it. I don't say this.
Yeah, typically Rio, yes, but in this movie, it's very good that because they're already on celebrity status, like on that pedestal, the cartoon is already out with them in it. So this is the first time I've ever seen a Fantastic Four movie reference their own cartoon. Like they know this cartoon of them because it shows them watching it in the beginning of the movie. So technically yes, but the way that they have it here, it's just a line in the show that like, and Thing keeps saying that's just something they made just for the show to connect with kids. Like I don't say that. And then finally, when he does get thrown into space and Johnny saves him, and the team up that is in Marvel Rivals is from the ending of this movie, when he is literally flying him in and drops him on Galactus. And he finally says, it's clobbering time. And that literally is a team up in Marvel Rivals where you could drop him in, and he says the exact same thing.
But he doesn't do that quite yet.
Is that
the first thing he does?
Okay.
The first thing he does is he grabs Franklin. He shoves his hand into the building and grabs Franklin, and then starts making his way back towards his chair to just take him away.
To leave, yeah. That's when they're really trying to stop him.
So that's when Johnny and Ben do that. Then Reed takes a pole and like opens up the vents on his back, and like.
Reed could literally do anything. He's like god level at this point. Reed, he could be so funny sometimes though.
I love watching, like, you can literally see how his brain is working, like, as he's fighting.
Yeah, like he's like the wheels are turning still. Yeah, he's always constantly over like on that extra higher level of thinking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like Reed's pestering him, and then Galactus grabs Reed from his arms and legs and starts like stretching him apart.
Yeah, I mean, so he's messing all of them up at this point. I think Invisible-Woman is because she's so busy with Franklin. She fought, but it was more like defensive. Yeah, she couldn't be too on the offense. Yeah,
and that's when Johnny and Ben come in, because then that hitting Galactus in the head is what knocks Reed loose. But Reed's like half unconscious at this point.
Because he would have killed him if they didn't come in like that. I think Reed would have actually died.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the way he was doing that, I don't know his stretching limits, but they were testing it.
Yeah, basically we were talking about it before, but like, as long as if he is doing it, he can do a lot. Like, but if he's being forced to stretch, that does end up causing him pain and hurting him. So
yeah, because he has to be thinking about it, and it's against his will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then Sue comes in.
Yeah.
Now, Sue is one of the most underrated superheroes in the Marvel Universe.
She's one of the most powerful.
She can do insane things. She can give you an aneurysm in your brain if she wants to. She can stop the blood pumping in your body with her force fields.
Yep.
She has done both of these things in combat before.
Wow.
She's also just a very powerful. And with her needing to get Franklin back, she goes right in front of Galactus and just starts blasting him. Yeah. And just like pushing him, like literally pushing him.
She actually is pushing him too, which is surprising because he's been immovable up until this point. So,
and he tries to grab some buildings to like steady himself and like fight it back, and Ben knocks down the pillars, which is that sequence that you see in the trailers.
Yes. Yes.
And so like he's stumbling further back. Johnny's like lighting him up as much as he can.
Shooting him in the eyes, which is smart. I think he was trying to burn him everywhere.
Yeah. And Reed is trying to get to a spot where he can grab Franklin out from his hand.
Yeah, because to pry his hand open, I couldn't imagine. I don't know how they would even try to do it, but they did.
And then Johnny gets to the control panel for the teleporter, and Sue pushes him, and like at this point, like she's she's bleeding. She's like using every little bit of her power to push this skyscraper of a man into this teleporter. Yeah. She pushes him there. Reed grabs Franklin, and Johnny activates the teleporter, and it seemingly works.
Yeah, seemingly.
But in doing so, Sue passes out.
Yeah, which is to be expected. I mean, we saw the stress. Yeah.
And everyone's just kind of like, "Oh my god, we finally did it." And then they run over to Sue, and she stopped breathing. Like she used every bit of her energy to do this, and she has died.
Which any mother would do for their kid, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, Reed's trying to do CPR. Johnny's in shock. Ben is also in shock. Everyone's just in shock. And as they're trying to do this, Galactus rips the portal back open.
And he's back. Yeah, it's like, oh, fucking Christ.
And it's like, oh my god, like what are we even gonna do now? And then Shala comes in and smashes him back through. and
Well,
both of them get warped.
and they
Who
both
knows
go.
where?
Well, I was gonna say too that besides Sue's speech, and of course the speech with Johnny and Shala, like when everything comes on around her, because that was an emotional scene as well. If you remember too, like before Silver Surfer was gonna come in, Johnny was gonna actually do it, and he was gonna, he was gonna. So that's me as, and I love Sue. I mean, I think it's because I think because there was so much action going on. For me personally, and you may have felt different. I'm sure everyone else may have. I didn't get the weight of that emotion of Sue not breathing until a little later, because for me, like, and I think I actually did shed tears. It did get me emotionally enough. I don't remember if I actually did or not. I probably did, but when he came back out, Johnny was gonna sacrifice himself, and like it just was like he was gonna go full force and push him back in there, and that's when Shaw literally pushed him to the side, and she's like she convinced him, and she's like, you know, she goes, what you said is right, and I have to do what's right now. You know, all these planets that he devoured and that she just stood by and watched, and she's like, I'm not gonna let you do that, and he screamed for her because you could tell he ended up caring for a Silver Surfer, and it's just like but in the theater, and I mean, I don't know when you saw it in the movies either, but in our theater, everyone screamed for him. Like I almost like was gonna cry for him. I was like, oh shit! I was like, he's gonna do it. Especially that I think in this movie, out of all the movies, he finally was the focal point. You really feel for Johnny's death that's about to happen here, and it's like we didn't want that to happen. And when she pushed him to the side, it's like you still felt for her too, but it also felt like that's what should have happened. I think Johnny's death would have felt a little bit out of place, but would have been understandable to save, especially his sister just is basically on the brink of death here. To his eyes, she did die already. So like that was one of the most poignant scenes for me, where like it was hard not to break down like that, because like you could see Johnny's not the sacrificial type of person like that. So that was very well done, and her pushing him to the side and taking him with her, which I mean, I will say No Galaxis has never done it. He's always made the threat to the Silver Surfers if they try to go against him, like, I gave you that power, I'll take it back. But I don't think he's ever killed them. I'm not sure. I'm sure he could, but no. He always makes that threat.
The only heralds he ever does anything against is like the minor ones that no one really remembers too much.
They were insignificant anyway. But yeah, that was like, I remember that hitting me so hard. I can never forget that, because you know, even when you watch it a second time, it still hits hard. And that's what's good too. When you can watch a movie a second time, already knowing what happens, and those scenes still hit hard. So even already knowing that, you know, she's gonna push him to the side and save him, still, it's like you could see how he was just fully ready to go. Like, and and then I think after that, like you said, when Silver Surfer does push him in and they both disappear together and they finally have one, that weight of winning is not felt, because now that emotion
and that's when Johnny lands next to them and he's just in shock,
and he's like having a heart attack there. So, and again, that's his sister, of course, but I think Reed just can't even wrap his mind around it in the moment.
And Reed is trying to do everything he can to bring back Sue, and he's just breaking down. And I forget who does it, but someone puts Franklin on her.
Yeah, I thought it was. Was it Ben?
It
must have been. I was like, I feel like Ben would have been the right thing there. I don't think it was Johnny at that point. I think he was a little too tired from the fight there. But I think it was Ben, and honestly, I thought that might happen, because I was like, I think the only thing that could revive her at this point is her son, because he's so powerful. But I also don't know.
At this point, like, anyone watching the movie who doesn't know Franklin from the comics,
you wouldn't know.
Like, you just think Sue's gone, but then his eyes go blue, and then her eyes go blue, and she wakes up.
Almost like he literally did a defibrillator on her. Like
he literally just brought her back to life, because he's fucking God.
I actually don't even understand what he did. I just know that he woke her up, because it's funny, because I know about Franklin, but I don't really, and I think he has their powers, but he's more than that, so I don't know.
Franklin's power set is he can do anything.
Okay.
There is a long-standing theory that the reason no one ages in the comics is because they're all the same age that Franklin remembers them being. Because he is literally God of the universe. Oh,
yeah, see, I know there's like a lot of the Omega level mutants that are very, very powerful. Like, and I know they dumbed them down for like some of the movies, like Scarlet Witch. Is, her power is literally, um, well, not only with reality, but isn't it probability, right? I think that's why Magneto locked her away because he's like scared of her power or something like that.
Yeah, she's like a direct tie to chaos magic.
Yeah, which is absolutely insane. Like imagine the power probability where it's always in your favor. Like, yeah, I don't think you want that person around. They're probably way too powerful. So I always thought that maybe Franklin was on that level where she is, but I mean, this sounds like way above like omnipotence.
Franklin is the most powerful character in the Marvel universe, except for maybe the one above all.
Oh well, yeah.
Who is also God?
Right, because in the what ifs, isn't that from the one above all? Like the Watchers are from him, right? Or like, is that where the Watchers
one
come
above
from?
all is usually like they're usually formless, but they're basically the writer. So
Okay.
A lot of times they're like people have theorized that they're like Stan Lee.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can see that. That's funny.
Because they're creating this world. Even though it was mainly Jack Kirby, but anyways.
Right. Well, yeah, but still, like, the funny. I think that was the funniest. And was it Up in the Sky? No, Mr. Miracle made fun of a lot of that. No.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Miracle made fun
Mr.
of
Miracle,
the Galactic story.
That was so funny. Where all these things with Jack Kirby and Stan Lee and like
you should
them.
go back and read the Galactic or that part of Mr. Miracle.
Oh, where the baby drew him or something?
After this now.
Oh my God! Yes.
Because it's directly making fun of the Galactus story that this is based on.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I remember. I mean, I remember still laughing at it the first time because it was just like you could see all these like it. I mean, I guess it's to be comedic, but it almost seems like petty. I guess maybe that was the purpose of it, but like
yeah, because the relationship between Jack Kirby and Stan Lee was not great.
Right,
and
I mean, it's understandable.
That book was very much a Jack Kirby love letter, so
so all the poking fun in there, but yes, and so yeah, I do love that with the movie opening and even the ending, and I think, and like you said, I guess like now in the Marvel movies, because those ending credits for a lot of movies never went anywhere. Now they just make fun of it, or Superman made fun of it as well. That just kind of opening and ending with their 1960s. Like if you stay for the end credits, it's just all like almost a full intro, I think, right, from the 1960s cartoon.
That's the final end credits, but the mid credits scene is actually teasing at the future.
Yes, go ahead, please talk about that.
But before that, the last proper scene of the movie is them about to be on a talk show talking about everything that happened, and they have to run to like something else. There's some other emergency going on, and they're trying to get the car seat into the Fantastic Car.
Oh my God, yes! Oh my God, yeah, because now they fast forward again, like, all that has happened. They're back to their happy life, yeah.
Yeah, so Franklin is like slightly, not quite toddler, but slightly older than he was.
Right.
And they're trying to get this stupid car seat in, and no one can figure it out. And it's taking all three of the guys to figure it out.
It's so funny considering how strong the Fantastic Four is and that they're superhuman level, and they couldn't even get this car seat in the car.
And then they finally get it, and they go off, and on to the next adventure.
Yes, exactly. And I just love how they did so many comedic scenes that really fit well for them, and that it just tied so well with all their character development in the beginning towards the end. Even something like that where it's like there's just this family that is so crazy, and like yeah, they have these powers and they save the world, but they truly are this family at heart. Even with Ben, where him being the only one with no relation to the three of them, and you just feel that friendship between all four of them. So,
and then we go into the mid-credits scene, which is not directed by Matt Shakman.
The Next Adventure.
It's directed by the Russo brothers, who are doing the next Avengers movie.
Yes.
And it is Franklin is now a toddler, and wants Sue to read a book to him. And so she goes and tries to find it, She can't feel. She can't really find what he wants, and then she finally gets it. But everything is quiet, like eerily quiet, and like there's like some noise that precedes it.
Right.
And then she walks back into the living room and around the fire pit that's like all the way up to the ceiling, and you see someone crouching down to Franklin, wearing a green cloak and a metal face mask.
Yep. So besides
there's Doctor Doom.
Yeah, besides Galactus, like we know Doctor Doom's the next big one, and usually it's so funny because Galactus, even though he's devourer of planets and is more of a planetary threat, because he's more part of nature, or at least that's how he's proposed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a threat, but it's something where it's not felt so personally. I think when you get with certain villains like Doctor Doom and with Darkseid and things like that, where it's not only them just being evil, but it's such a personal threat to the life that they are, and like how they attack them emotionally and mentally, and like so with Doctor Doom, sometimes you feel more of like that hatred and that villainy there. So
and they had teased Doom earlier in the movie when like Sue's doing her ambassador stuff, and there's an empty chair for Latveria.
Right. Is it gonna be Iron Man's Doom? I don't even know.
So
what that's about, honestly.
So he's being played by Robert Downey Jr.
So he will be in this Fantastic Four one. Okay.
But the nature of Doom is that his face is completely disfigured. Yes. And I think he's probably just playing a completely different character. Like, people keep trying to link it back to the Iron Man thing.
And he's dead in those movies already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I think he's just going to be playing Victor. Like,
I think so too. But I mean, wasn't there a comic run where Iron Man was him?
Kind of, and it wasn't really good.
Oh, okay. I think that's why maybe there's a confusion there, but I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't last for very long, but because it exists, everyone was immediately like, "Oh, it's gonna be this," and it's like
Iron Man's back. Yeah. I remember seeing all the taglines and TikToks about it. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
They're actually building up to Secret Wars, which is where Doom gets so much power that he becomes God Emperor.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And he, oh yeah, Julia McMahon died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was last month, I think.
I believe so. Yeah, it was recent.
Yeah. But Doom gets all of this power and then basically combines a bunch of universes into one thing called Battle Worlds. Where they're like all in this arena, and they're all like different wedges of the arena is different universes. And yeah, so but in order to get up to that point, there was like a long bit of comics where he was gaining different power, or gaining more power and abilities from like different artifacts or different characters. So I think what he's doing here is he's getting Franklin to get that god power. Yeah. I
mean, Doctor Doom, that makes more sense that he just wants his powers.
Yeah, I think that's what Doomsday is going to be. It's going to be Doom going from place to place, getting more power.
Yeah.
And building up to the next movie, which is Secret Wars.
And I'm actually super excited.
They're basically doing Infinity War and Endgame kind of thing.
Right. Like, so like this like second part now after those two movies. Now this is the new Avengers universe that's going on here.
And after that they're doing like the X-Men saga. So
yeah, thank God, finally. It's been so long since they had that. They had that IP. Like, please give us X-Men back. Especially after like Deadpool Wolverine, where like I still cried during that fucking credit scene. Like,
that was
it was so much nostalgia hit at once. Yeah.
I know a lot of people have turned on that movie since then, but like I still love it. because they're like, oh, it's there's no substance to it. It's all like fan service, and that's it.
That is
And
the
it's
point of Deadpool. He literally is fan service. I don't think that is outside of his character.
I mean, there is more to his character.
Yeah,
like,
but it's
like
it's hard to hate him for anything that he does because I feel like he's so ridiculously out of the box that nothing he does is a surprise to me, I guess. Like,
mhm.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's more depth to it, and in the movie they did show it, especially during that, like a prayer scene and everything like that, and what he cares about, and even the friends in the beginning of the movie. So I don't think they just went into it as him just being his typical goofy self.
Yeah, like I completely enjoy the movie.
Same. I've seen
I
it
don't
like
have
four
really
times at least
problems with
already.
it.
Yeah, I've already seen it 4 times. I'll watch it a fifth time. Like, I have no issue with that movie, especially especially the ending part and the credits. The credits, it's like that's too much nostalgia. I grew up on that. How could you?
And
not
honestly,
show
without
to
it, we wouldn't have gotten what we just got with
That
Batman
was the
Forever.
intro. Yes, that's why we. This is. It's people that like don't appreciate the things that come before it.
Yeah, like because that movie did so well, now we have a DC Marvel crossover that just happened.
Yeah.
Like,
come on, yeah,
it's great too. It's I read the book. It's great.
Yeah, and if anyone's is gonna have a crossover happen, I mean, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall all the time. He's the perfect person for it. He literally talks to us directly all the time. Like, it's like, come on, man.
And him interacting with Batman has been amazing.
Oh my God, I can't even. I need to read that because I can't even fathom Batman trying to receive Deadpool. Like, I just can't. With Spider-Man, it makes more sense because I could honestly see them even being lovers. Like, honestly, I could see it. But like,
I mean, there was a Deadpool Spider-Man comic for a bit.
Oh no, yeah, I know, and I'm sure there's been a lot of drawings about them too and all that stuff. I'm sure people ship them, whatever. But like, yeah, but with Batman, I cannot see that. Maybe the Flash, because Flash is always like being the comedian, but still, Batman would not be able to take. No, I don't think he would. Although Batman is a lot more reserved than you think.
It's a very interesting dynamic.
I have to read that now. No, but yes, this movie was absolutely amazing. I actually kind of like that we did this, and again, like I said in the beginning of the podcast before anyone joined in, if we do have something where we have a comic tattoo movie, maybe we'll just do 2 that month instead of just the typical monthly that we do. And then we could just do 2 weeks apart and do one with the movie and then one with the comic, just to give both of them the attention that they deserve and how we could kind of correlate the two. So yes, and then before we end here, we definitely want to talk about what is next month. You could probably, I do remember it's Batman. I just don't remember the exact name, so maybe you could talk a bit more about that.
It is Batman Black Mirror by Scott Snyder.
Black Mirror, there we go. Yes,
it is Scott Snyder's first Batman series or Batman book. Right before he went into writing Court of Owls and immediately going into the rest of the New 52 Batman run, which is arguably one of the only good things about the New 52.
Wow, okay.
Scott Snyder is one of the greatest Batman writers of all time, and this is arguably one of his best works. People go back and forth between this and Court of Owls. So yeah, it's a horror Batman book. Now I will say before we jump in, it is not Bruce as Batman. It is
okay.
It's Dick Grayson as Batman.
Oh.
So,
Yep. Okay.
Interesting. But because at the time, there's a bit of backstory to it where like Batman seemingly died to Darkseid, but it turns out that he was just coming back through time. And then when he finally made it back to like the present day, at that point Dick had already gone through the whole thing of like, oh, I guess I'll have to become Batman. And he's actually a really good Batman.
I would imagine. I mean, especially being under his tutelage and that they chose Dick specifically for it, I actually would prefer that it was him over the other Robins.
Yeah, he's like, genuinely, I think he's the one who makes the most sense coming next in line.
Oh, 100%.
Um,
Yeah. Fully agree on
and
that.
it's such a good book. I can't wait to get into it. But just letting you know that is
Let me actually, even before we end it, I'm like going on Amazon now, so it's in my cart. So it's Batman,
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, right? I was like, it's Black something.
Mm-hmm.
Black Mirror. Is there a Batman Black? Oh, it says Black and White. What? Okay, that's something else.
That's different.
That's not it. Okay.
That is also a very good book.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Wait, so I know when we were discussing the two of them, what was the other one that we were like, we weren't sure which one to do first?
Court of Owls.
Court of Owls. So I'm gonna probably just buy them both just so I just have them.
I actually have the version of Court of Owls that comes with the court mask. I might bring that out.
Well, the paperback is 15 for Black Mirror, but it's 41 for the hardcover. Jesus. Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think I have the paperback.
No, I'm doing the paperback, but let me see. Court of Owls. I'm gonna get them both. Because then it's like, it just makes more sense, and I could kind of just read them back to back. All right, cool.
So we might just, depending on how you enjoy this, we might just go straight into Court of Owls on the next episode after that.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. That even though I wouldn't mind even doing 2 in October because of the Screamtober event I have coming up, I just have so many things planned. I'm not sure I would have time to fit in an extra day there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
And then I also have the week off in November to go to the UK for T-Got's wedding. So, I'm thinking, and I'll update the panel. So, right now October 26th seems like the best date to do. Especially it's the end of I am off for a week that week prior, so it'll be the end of my vacation there. So let me just I'm thinking that in November, so that'll be our next one with Batman, Black Mirror, and then Court of Owls could be in November.
The reason I'm picking this one specifically is because I know the sensibility and artwork in this is going to appeal directly to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very personal. Okay, I love that.
Like I know you are going to dive heavily into this.
Well, I also just love Batman too. So that helps.
So even though it's technically like the end of this universe right before they go into New 52 and everything gets rebooted, it is still a great like jumping on point for you because I know you are going to latch onto quite a bit in this.
Oh wait, I think I changed something. Did it change? Okay. Sorry, my OBS was like, please don't abandon me now. I was gonna, and then so I was thinking, let's do that. So I'm actually updating the panel right now for October 26th. We'll have Batman, Black Mirror, and then if you're okay with that date, we'll be November 23rd. I was thinking of the Court of Owls.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Perfect. So we're gonna putting it right now. It's set in stone. Because I mean, I love I could talk. If it was up to me, we would do a bunch of those in a row. So I just really, really enjoy Batman. And
there's a Batman Christmas Story.
Honestly, I will say that some of my most memorable episodes growing up from like the animated series and then even like Batman Beyond and stuff are the Christmas ones. Usually like those side movies that are like that are on like HBO Max or Peacock or whatever. Like what was one of the ones that was a 2-parter? And I think it was during Christmas time or New Year's Eve maybe. And the Joker was like absolutely wild in that one too.
Yeah, I remember. I can remember the events of it. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, because I remember there's a part where he's even on top of like because Joker's flying like one of those old school like 1920s planes, and Batman's like literally on top of it trying to fight him, and it was crazy. That one was really good.
I love the animated series so much.
It's goated. I mean, even nowadays, like I don't know anything that can even beat it. Because
I will say, I personally like the 2004 series more, but that's just because it appeals to me more.
right. And honestly, I also really did enjoy Batman Beyond. I know some people didn't like that version of
Oh, I love Beyond.
I thought Beyond was really well done. I don't like. Yeah. Is it maybe that's the one that you like? Is it the one where like Batman? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
They were originally going to do a Batman Beyond animated movie. Before it got rejected by Warner Brothers, but they had made concept art. But that same team went on to create the Spider-Verse movies.
Those Spider-Verse, That's what some of my favorite
So
art in the Spider-Verse. We would have gotten that in that art style. Oh, that sucks.
There's concept art out there.
Oh my
Definitely look it
god!
up.
Because the Spider-Verse art is some of the best I've seen
Beautiful.
when they introduced Miles Morales. I love that animation.
The villain was gonna be Ink, so you see her in the concept art.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's that like it's that Spider-Verse animation, but like cyberpunk, and
Yeah.
it looks incredible. Like, I'm so sad that that's not going to happen. Though Gunn is also a big fan of like stuff like this, so maybe they'll revive that at some point. Maybe after they finish the third Spider-Verse movie. But
Yeah.
we shall see. But
I mean, that's crazy to have missed out on that. But no, yeah, I updated it there. I'm actually super excited to get into anything with Batman. Of course, if anything changes, we'll always let you guys know. We always update the channel, and I'll put that in my announcers channel. Wolvy does in his Discord as well. So
I did we do a wrap up of the movie?
oh, do you mean more like just like what we thought of it overall?
Yeah, I feel like we might have glossed over that.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Do you want to go?
remember.
I mean, no, we. I mean, yeah, we could do something like a short. I mean, for me, I know that I was even talking about it actually right before we started the podcast, but I absolutely, for me, it touched everything. As much as I know some people, I think you and Shadow may agree on that. Shadow was telling me that Superman's more his movie of the year. I actually personally liked it better than Superman. I really could see Fantastic Four like 5 times in a row, honestly. Like, I think I'm going to watch it with my mom and dad after this podcast.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I could see it as it's close to my contender for the year for me personally, only because, yeah, I do like them, so maybe there's a bit of a bias in my end as well. But it's just even how it's done. Like, I feel like if you went into this movie completely, like, living under a rock, you never heard of Fantastic Four, like, and you went into the theater to see this, you would still be blown away. I think it's just the actors, of course the writing, because of how well they mesh together. Even some of those smaller minor scenes that technically become big, like some people might see, you know, where, you know, him apologizing to Ben and things like that, and, you know, Ben saying it is what it is now, and some of those changes that technically are a minor scene compared to everything else in the movie, but it really hits home of the character development, the emotion. That's why, like, I think I almost completely forgot about the scene when they were being chased out of Galactus, because for me, the action was almost secondary. These emotional moments really hit me, of, like, even when we were coming into this today, and I haven't seen the movie since July, or actually Friday is why I rewatched it, but it's like there was just, when I was watching it the second time, I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. I think it's because I was just, the emotional scene stuck out in my head so much, of like Sue's speech, which I reference a lot. Johnny about to sacrifice himself. Even, you know, when Johnny getting through to Shalabon, how he was able to even translate the language. All of that would just really hits more, because action is great, but it only takes you so far, and there has to be a reason behind the action. It's actually by and that's for me. I mean, some people love pure action, whatever it is. There are action movies, so I get it. But, like, I guess for me, it's just like, if there's no reason behind it, then why is the action happening? And I think the action scenes in this movie, even when that crazy scene was happening, they're being chased, Galactus sends her after them. You could feel the pressure, and like they're like, we need to get out of here because she is going to destroy this ship. And it's like, it's not action just for the sake of it. Even when they're fighting Galactus, and again, it's not even a fight because he's not really fighting back. They're just trying to pry Franklin out of his hands. And
the whole time it's like showing off how they work together and their interpersonal relationships, and like there's so many layers to it.
It never felt like in any point in the movie that any of one of them was more powerful than the other three. They felt like this was a team, and that we have to work as a team, that we don't survive without this team. And so it was the epitome of what a team should be. And yeah, there's that hope there as well, but really more of that team factor. And Sue's speech was about that. But, you know, instead of other heroes coming to help them, like typically in the cartoons, it was just the general public coming together to help them build these towers. So I think for me that's that main message, but really these emotional scenes that hit so hard, where the acting was so top notch.
Also, I'm sorry for yawning so much.
No, not at all.
I did not get much sleep last night.
No. I figured, Chad, I've been insane since Friday. I get it.
I swear I am engaged with the conversation.
He's like, I'm over this. No, I'm joking. No, I know you get the most excited about the podcast. But yeah, for me that it was just, I think that's where it's hard for me to have any negative notes on it. I mean, that's also, I don't know much about the comics as well for me to go dive into that if there is any negative notes to have. But yeah, it just it's something that I'm gonna probably watch a third time today. And I have no issue to do that because it's like, okay, this movie was so well done. And I think for me, I think that's where, and sorry today if I felt a little bit out of order. Usually I'm very like buttoned up with my timeline on my phone and things like that. But I think because I just, those scenes stood out to me so much, I was kind of just skipping straight to them. But yeah, for anyone, if you're watching this, you know, whether it was live today, I know we'll post it up on our YouTube channel as well. Definitely give it a watch for yourself. I mean, there's only so much you could get even from us, but you'll feel that emotion there. Even if you're watching at home and it's not in the theater, it actually, I was just talking a little bit about this. I think it's literally coming on Amazon Prime tomorrow. Disney Plus is doing November, like, so you can watch it from home. You'll be able to do that soon, you know, legally. But yeah, but yeah, like if you know you're gonna watch that there, definitely. I think they should be supported as much as possible. It's not, and especially that most movies focus so much on that Fantastic Four, where the villains almost seem a little secondary, and especially the citizens. Here, everyone felt they had a presence, even the general public that was just, you know, I'm sure just extras that they hired for the crowd, and it still felt it was a poignant part of the movie. So nothing felt so secondary, or they're not on the same level as the main four. Especially like even their own baby, like even Franklin was just
like,
so much.
Like the whole movie's about family.
Yeah.
And so and that includes like the community around them.
Yes.
Like we didn't even talk about Ben's like half girlfriend.
Oh yeah, I guess they didn't. I will say that in the other Fantastic movies, especially in the 2002 version, they do make that a focal point, because I think in the Silver Surfer is technically the sequel.
It's not the same character.
No, it's not. But he typically dates Alicia, who is blind, which I guess like that was always like a running, not in a bad way, you know, not making fun of blind people. It was just like a joke that, like, you know, she's only dating him because she can't see him, type of thing. So like I guess it was like the running joke with Thing.
Their relationship is so adorable.
Oh, it's the cutest thing. Like, I think when you first see them, you laugh because you're like, okay, like, she can't see him, so yeah, she's dating him. But it really is that true emotional connection. So, like, I think it's like even the Fantastic Four sequel where they have the wedding and they fight Silver Surfer. Except that I was even just thinking about that wedding scene. I think someone put up a TikTok of it the other day, just because, like, you know, everyone's talking about first steps, and like, it is weirdly corny. Just like when the helicopter's about to, like, the blades are about to hit her and how they stop it. It's cheesy. It means the 2000s, whatever. Yeah. Like,
it was a product of its time.
Yeah, yes, that's the best way to put it. Product of its time. But yes, that's how I felt about it. I'm not sure if you want to dive more into that.
Yeah. I really like the movie. It didn't quite hit me on such an emotional level as like Superman did. But that's mainly just because I have more of a emotional tie to Superman than I do Fantastic Four, just as a character. And I had so much writing on Superman with like the last adaptations being like, oh my god, like this is, not only is it ruining the character, but it's like people are jumping onto this as this is what the character is. And so
that's what I thought for a long time.
Yeah. And so the fact that it came out and it was like finally making a cultural impact of like, this is what it is, and also it is like sending so many people out afterwards wanting to be better people. Like,
I mean, people are still talking about it.
Yeah, that is what Superman should be.
And it was funny because I think like having these two movies, I guess it had connections with the both of us, that it kind of connected us too, because I guess when you saw it and you had that connection, and then you told me the scene that you got emotional at as well in Superman, I didn't really feel that. And then seeing Fantastic Four, I think I cried twice in two of those scenes of Fantastic Four, and like I think I finally was like, okay, now I know how he felt watching the Superman movie, because I think for me, I had more of that emotional connection there. And I felt that there, and it was just like, I was like, okay, I get what he's talking about now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it each movie worked to our respective sensibilities in different ways.
And it made us understand
And
each other as well, so I like that.
yeah, yeah, and I love them both. I'm so happy that they both came out at the same time,
Me too.
especially right on the heels of Thunderbolts, which was also incredible. Like,
Yeah, I hope Thunderbolts didn't get
like
too overshadowed by that. I mean, you have two powerhouses coming
oh
out, and I
no,
get that. But
people really liked
oh,
Thunderbolts.
okay, good. I'm glad it got the
It
reception it
didn't do
deserved.
it didn't do as well as in the box office. It actually was considered a failure, but
Which is
that's because it was coming off the heels of some
not great
the MCU.
movies.
This is
Yeah, and I think people
um,
that are general comic book fans, like you, or not comic book fans, but just general like Marvel or DC fans, I think you're more like where you and a few of my friends that I know are much more into the comics. If you didn't know who the Thunderbolts were, like you probably wouldn't go see the movie. So it's just something where I think you have
yeah.
Superman and Fantastic Four coming out that are such big names so soon after Thunderbolts. It was easy to put it into the shadows, but
And then thankfully, even though it didn't do well at the box office, Bob Iger himself, CEO of Disney, crawled out of his cave of evil to say that he considered the movie a success and that
oh,
like that would be going forward more. So
like, even the
they're
villain
they're
likes it.
safe and secure.
Even and Rio goes to the Man of Steel. Yeah, very true. I think that's where
Yeah,
sometimes it's the
Ca-
writer, sometimes it is the acting,
Cavill
but
was Cavill was good casting. Just the writing was never there for any
I mean,
of.
if I'm thinking quintessential Superman, I mean, Cavill fits that bill. He has the look. Although I will say in this new Superman movie, like he's fucking hot too. Like he's a very good looking guy. But I think
And he can also play more lighthearted too. Like he's done other roles like, uh, what was it the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, I think it was called, where
uh,
he played a British soldier in World War II, where they were like this they were this team of soldiers who would like they were basically living out an action movie in the middle of World War II. Um,
okay. That's why
and
I was actually looking it up for a second. I was like, wait.
he's a little unhinged.
I mean, I would think so, but I thought you were almost talking about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for a second.
That's what my brain kept wanting to say. And
Oh,
like, no,
okay. I was like, is that what
it.
he's doing for? That's why I had to
not it.
Google it. I was like, maybe he's thinking of that, but that wasn't it. Okay.
No,
Okay,
that's a whole other discussion topic.
so wait, what's the name of this movie? I'm like screenshotting all these things.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh, that was just last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like so like Cavill has a lot of range.
Oh no, he does
It's
well. I
just-
mean, we saw it in Witcher as well. Like I think he,
Yeah.
especially he's such a big gamer. I mean, it's hard not to love him because not knowing, I mean, not knowing, knowing that him being a gamer, he's so down to earth and he's actually not just typical celebrity hanging out and doing drugs or drinking or whatever. Like
Honestly, I can see him being somewhere else in the DCU.
oh, 100%.
Like-
I think they should still put him somewhere. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, according to Gunn, the meeting with him where they were like because he got screwed over by the previous administration of WB, where literally the same day that they made a deal with Gunn to like make a new Superman and make a new universe was the same day that they told Cavill to post about coming back as Superman.
Oh, so that was planned.
And so that just entirely screwed him over. And then it made Gunn look like the villain because Gunn was the one who then had to have a meeting with him and be like, they made this deal with me beforehand, like we're not doing that.
Yeah, they're not considering like to do like a Man of Steel 2 type of thing, like a part 2.
Yeah. Like the same day he was like, I'm coming back as Superman because WB told him to make that post, was the exact same day that they were like, oh yeah, we're making a completely new universe. And that was the day they hired on Gunn to do all of that. So then, but apparently the meeting with Gunn, where he essentially had to fire him, even though it wasn't his responsibility in the first place, apparently that went very well. That was very amicable between the two of them. And
I mean, Henry Cavill looks very emotionally mature. I'm sure that he knew it wasn't like anything personal, and
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's already people getting recasted into this new universe. Like Jason Momoa is now Lobo.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Where he was
and
Aquaman, stuff like
so
that.
I can easily see Cavill being elsewhere.
Yeah, even
Like,
if it's not DC, they could throw him to Marvel somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
Um,
could work, and or like you said, even if it's in the same
technically, he
universe,
was
yeah.
in Marvel.
And what?
He was a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, wait, I even forgot about it. Um,
um, but anyways, I've gone off on a long
no,
tangent.
it's okay. Yeah,
But like, so the fact that both Superman and Fantastic Four have come out like right next to each other, and I know we're late to discussing this, but you know,
no, it's okay.
stuff happened and got us delayed.
Yeah, yeah,
um, uh, it's just this has been perfect for the two of us because like you got the movie that really hit home for you,
yeah.
and I got the movie that really hit home for me, and we're both able to just enjoy this and enjoy it together. And I loved this movie. I loved the action. I loved the emotional connections between everyone. I loved that we finally got like proper adaptations of these characters that we had never quite gotten before, even though they tried multiple times before. Like,
Yeah, both of them, Superman and
I
Fantastic Four, they both were thrown under the bus many times.
yeah,
So like,
true, very true.
yeah,
Um, and so like, just getting to this point and finally just having these characters just walk off the page.
and like
I
where it's also
I could
modern.
not be more happy.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It just also feels like where the stuff back then was so like, yeah, go superheroes, like and again that's where they become caricatures because it's just like when you're watching Power Rangers, it's like just a hero episode. That's it. It's not gonna get any more dark or emotional. Like it's just them fighting. They save the day. End of episode. So where now I think nowadays it's being much more modern and there is this background feeling to them. So
Yeah,
it felt like you could connect with them. Honestly, you felt it. So like
yeah.
they didn't feel so
They,
over the
they are
top.
they are proper characters.
Yeah, they didn't feel so over the top. It feels like you could actually hang out with them, type of thing. Like they felt more on your level, and that as a viewer you connect with that. So
Yeah.
finally, they did a good job. I'm very happy with both. Looking forward to whatever's coming in 2026 and 2027. Especially with sequels on both of those as well, and continuing those.
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh, I cannot wait
yeah.
for Man of Tomorrow. I'm so excited.
And both of them, actually, the both movies will be like being resets. I mean, just coming off of Man of Steel, that was a complete reset as well. And then with Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan, they did a complete reset instead of doing a part 2 on that as well. So I think it was a smart decision on both ends. Unfortunate to some of the actors, because Henry Cavill and Michael B. Jordan are both great actors. But they'll find more work. I mean, look, it never ends. I mean,
Yeah.
we have our original Human Torch, and he went on to Captain America, and it's much better for him. The same thing with with Green Lantern becoming Deadpool and things like that. So it just sometimes that movie is there, and it's not your be all end all. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping I hope the best for Henry Cavill because I think just as a person, I just genuinely like him being so down to earth and how much of a gamer he is, and really just the nerdy type. Like he's not as like going out and drinking and partying as you would think as like a man that looks like him and how like model-esque he looks and like very good looking, and he's just very much like one of us. Like he just also does acting. Like it's a it's more of a connection with him as an actor too.
Mhm.
So, but yes, no, but thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Wolvy. I mean, I love every time we do this. I always say that, but it's like even if we skip a month or two, it's just it never feels like a long span of time here. I just love talking with you, and I think there's lots to catch up today as well because and for those of you that don't know, it's not even just us planning for the podcast. Like we do outlines, but like it's nothing ever to the T because even before he approached me for this podcast, we've had these 2 or 3 hour conversations naturally. So like this is
Yeah, we were like, let's just record this.
yeah, like this is not anything out of the ordinary. Even if it wasn't comics and we were talking about games or just personal life of like just dating and whatever, like we've had these long conversations where this is not forced in any way whatsoever. This is very natural for us. So if you see us go on tangents, it's just because we truly are friends and we just know more about each other and what we both think. I appreciate that, Rio. Thank you for even coming and saying most of the time. We love I know the coolest is than some of the previous streams. Like we love you guys getting so into it, and Even more so having the YouTube channel, which I'll put up the TCW link. Should do that at the end. So of course, following this channel, but you'll see in the panels in our at the bottom of the stream there's the YouTube panel. Definitely go there. I mean, it's definitely more active than my personal YouTube. So definitely, Wolvy's actually really on top of it. So highly recommend to go there. If you missed out on the podcast and you just after you view the movie or read the comic yourself, you can go back and see what we said about it. I'm not sure if there's anything you want to say, Wolvy, before I end the stream.
No. If you guys wanna be ready for the next episode, pick up or read Batman Black Mirror by Scott Snyder.
Thank you, Rio. He put it in the chat. Oh, Rio.
Oh yeah, thank you. And yeah, it's a great book, and I can't wait to talk about it more.
Yes, come on, it's Batman during Halloween, and that's why I didn't want to do first weekend of October. I was like, let's wait. That I think is literally the last weekend before Halloween, so I was like, let's try to do it towards the end.
No, I am sad that I won't be able to wear my mask for Halloween, but that'll be the next episode.
Oh, why is it not coming in time or something? Or
no, the next episode would be Court of Owls, and I have.
Oh, that mask is from Court of Owls. Okay, okay. Yeah, I know. Actually, that reminds me. Because I'm always wearing regular clothes. I gotta match the podcast tomorrow. I gotta wear something Batman. I gotta get a T-shirt or a hoodie or something.
I just threw on
my... Well, you were wearing it during the Superman podcast, and I was like, okay, I gotta get more, because usually I love that stuff. I always have T-shirts with all this horror stuff and gaming stuff, but I need to get some comic stuff. All right, guys, you have a great night. Enjoy the rest of whatever's left of your Sunday, and we'll see you in October 26th for Batman Black Mirror, and then on November 23rd for Batman Court of Owls, which is also on our panels below there. And yeah, if you liked what you saw here, drop us a follow as well, as we try to do this monthly. Again, if it's a movie and comic adaptation, then we'll do 2 in a month, and we'll separate that bi-weekly. But have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you.
Bye-bye.